I clicked play and it wouldn't play. There we go.
Alright.
It's not playing. I'm sad. 1 second. I'm gonna refresh. Just trying to get the jukebox to start.
Yeah, I seen it pop up on mine, but it just said 0000.
Please work. Por favor. I just added a ton of music to this.
And now it's not letting you?
Why is it not working? Why is my life a lie? Why?
Sorry, Quincy. It only took some of your time to put a bunch of music in there, right?
Is it just that song?
It's just none of them work now.
Sad day.
Really? Do just none of them work all of a sudden? What the fuck?
Weird.
You're joking.
It's saying now playing, but it immediately stops.
It immediately
pops
like
up for
stops.
Yeah.
What the actual fuck?
What the
A
heck?
disturbance in the force.
Yeah, the disturbance being, I'm gonna need you to pay $15 to be able to use this.
I'm gonna go ahead and need you to pay $5.99. Alright. Well, I suppose that just sucks. Alright, so all four of you gonna go ahead and go on this bandit raid
Yes.
with one of the captains and a few soldiers?
I am, absolutely.
Sounds like fun. I want to beat up
Yeah.
those bastards.
Oh
They cut
yeah.
me. They cut me deep.
Did they?
They did.
They did. Why'd you let them do that to you?
I thought it sounded like fun at the time.
Did it?
No.
Well,
For
I
some,
suppose.
it was for some reason when you said there was a giant fire in the middle of nowhere, I automatically thought nightmare.
Hmm. Alright. That's just a fucking shame, I suppose.
Why is your music always gonna break, Quincy?
It doesn't always.
Oh
break.
wait,
Oh,
No, I just
Oh,
added
yeah.
a ton more. Yeah, I just added a ton more.
like the actual built-in ones.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's because I removed all of them from my audio, or if it's because it just hates me. It could be a little bit of both. But literally none of the songs I added specifically for today are working. But that's fine, because I just added a ton more. So if there's nothing else you guys would like to do, the captain greets all of you before she gets all of her troops ready to head out. With that, you guys find the four of you alongside. Are both captains going on this? I don't think so. Let me double check what I had written here for them. Yeah, no. So I believe that means just you and Captain Calamine. That's her name. I might have just mispronounced it.
no, it was like the lotion.
Calamine lotion. That is true. Okay. You guys travel back along the path that you guys had beforehand, finding yourselves about an hour away as the troops stop for a moment to make last-second preparations with each other and discuss the battle tactic. From the information you guys had, you roughly guesstimated there might be 6 to 8 of these individuals, maybe more. You saw that there were 3 thatch-style buildings, no like kind of anything around them to defend them. They were just in a very obscured, heavy wooded treat area with a lot of shrubbery.
Bring me a shrubbery.
What's up? What'd you say?
Said, bring me a shrubbery.
With that, is there any type of specific way you guys would like to go about attacking this place?
Is there any is there like a wall the guards are up on?
No, this place doesn't appear to have any type of wall. Most of them appeared to think that they were slightly hidden, or at least far enough away that they didn't have to be one for one, like hiding.
I think we wait for one to go take a leak out in the woods, take them out.
Okay. Do you guys have any other ideas of how you want to do this, or is that the game plan?
As far as when it comes to we're going into action, I say up until that point, everyone that is able to sneak and be silent, go ahead, take up their vantage points, whatever that may be. And once it's time to charge, the more heavily armored person, cough cough, or personnel, take the charge.
Okay. And you see with you, currently, alongside the captain, she has 2 of her personal guard, the 2 women that you saw that are wearing that heavy masked armor with the pole arms, and 6 other troops. You see that 4 of these troops appear to be basic swordsmen. One of them has a shield even. And then the other 2 appear to be archers.
There is a moment while the conversation of the plan tactics is being laid out that Kade would say, none of you are allowed to die today. They're lowly bandits. If you die to bandits, it says a lot about your combat prowess. Let's just handle this as smart as possible.
Immediately telling them, hey, you guys are garbage if you die today. Do not die.
Let's handle this as smartly as possible. Work as a unit. We should all return home unscathed.
Suck my you.
I'll go ahead and give me a persuasion check. It's a real rough one. We're all at the troops.
Oh. Damn.
You see, for a moment, you feel like you're really getting to them, and then as you're kind of going on and on, they're like, wait, what? Oh. Okay, I guess. Thanks. Like, alright, I guess we'll try not to die.
Hey, he's
Then
not.
I'll step in and I'll be like, thanks, buddy, but, and I'll inspiring leader them. And
Okay, so I'm guessing you're
And
choosing
I'll-
your 4 allies and then 2 more people.
yeah, pretty much. I guess
Captain Calamine.
2 strongest.
Okay, so you see there's Captain Calamine, there are 2 archers. She has her 2 personal guard. It looked like they have that slightly different armoring with the marking on the shoulder.
Alright.
How many
Yeah, I'll
hit
choose
points do
her.
you get?
And one of the other soldiers, or her
Okay.
guard, whatever.
So how many hit points is that again?
It's
That is
6.
my level plus my charisma modifier. So that's 6 plus 3, so 9.
Hey.
Okay.
Actually, hey, Xavis, you want to give my temp HP to one of the to the other personal guard as well?
Are you sure about that, kid?
Hey,
Are
man,
you sure about that?
I'm sitting kind of
Are
pretty.
you sure about that?
I'm sitting kind of pretty a little bit. And
In that case, I will use your selflessness as a boost to the inspiring leader, and I will go ahead and give it to actually other.
So there's the other polearm person too.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
I
you
figured
buff
the
both
ranger
of
will
them.
stay back, so
Yeah. So how much do you want to? How much is that
it's 9.
still
again?
9.
Sorry. So it's 9 to them both. Okay. Go ahead and increase.
And I'll
all
talk
of that.
about selflessness and honor.
I'm sitting there nodding my head while I jingle my fat coin pouch.
If you
Not
die
so
for
fat.
us, you're dying to go to Valhalla.
They all stop and kind of look together. There's no one here.
Wait, does that mean you can spend another 10 minutes to do another 6 people?
I think it's once a day, right? Yeah,
When
they
you
can't get to
finish
speed again
a
until they finish a
short or
short
long
rest.
rest.
yeah, short or long rest. Yeah.
And
But
when
the
he
one
does,
gotten that-
no, but when he does it again, it goes away.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. It's up to 6 friendly creatures can
Yeah.
enter that. Okay.
Rough life.
So we need 2 inspiring leaders.
With that,
2
what you
leaders.
guys are doing as you guys are stopping here in this little respite before you guys attack.
I just punch what they tell me to punch.
I just get hit a bunch.
That rhymed. That's fucking
That
pretty.
did rhyme.
I make sure we have enough money for lunch.
And brunch. Alright. So, you guys spend a next hour marching, leaving the horses and other little bit of like weaponry you guys brought with you as you find yourselves upon the camp. Go ahead before give me reception checks and tell me how you guys want to position yourselves. So currently, Captain Calamine is up with her 2 polearm soldiers. She is standing with them in kind of like a V shape with the 4 swordsmen and the 1 shield, or the 3 swordsmen and 1 shieldman, all with them grouped, with the shieldman kind of standing in a triangle with the 3 swordsmen behind him, going to kind of approach directly behind them. The 2 archers are essentially taking up a about 150 meter, 150 feet position away from this area, with a slight kind of clearing between the trees where they have a slight line of sight down towards the place and are going to try to fire off some arrows from very back. You guys are essentially in a heavily wooded, treed area where going down in front of all of you is a slight hill that then meets at the bottom crest where this little bandit camp is, and you can see it kind of is a like sloped on all sides, kind of like a circle, with it being ever so slightly uneven on the other side, but it's pretty even flat on your guys' side. It goes down roughly what you guess is about 15 feet in total. It's pretty slanted at certain parts, so running up and down this thing might be a little difficult.
I'll just jump it.
What? You just died? What? I thought you guys were doing anything stealthy.
I'm
just
saying if we
gonna-
have to run up it, I can just jump up it. I'll be fine.
Bassil's just gonna wait for someone to get secluded and try and
Okay.
I'm
Go
standing
on.
in the trees.
With your guys' perception checks,
Cage just staying with
Bassil
the
and Walker
infantry.
together, you guys are able to pick out 2 individuals who come out of the center kind of with thatch after a bit of waiting about 15 minutes or so, and begin walking off in the trees. You see they come towards you guys. All of you guys kind of tense and hold still. I need all 4 of you to go ahead and give me stealth checks as well.
Please God.
As you guys are effectively hanging the
Thank you.
150 feet back up at the top of this area, this like kind of inclined area, or it's more like 100 feet as you guys get a little bit more closer forward. But this kind of inclined area, as you guys are watching down, they come up about 20 feet closer to you guys.
I'd like to ready a javelin if possible.
Sure. Okay. All of
I
you
suppose
kind
I'll
of
ready my
hold.
crossbow as well.
You have a crossbow?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorcerer start with crossbow.
I was gonna say you can't hold a spell, can you? Like that? Oh, you can, but it
Should be
casts
able
the spell slot. But you can hold a cantrip then, instead if you wanted firebolt. But
Oh, okay, I'll
doesn't
do that.
appear like the 2 individuals notice you guys up at the top of the hill. They come about 25 feet up slightly into a little outcropping by some bushes, and you see it's like they appear to be relieving themselves.
I'm going to. Does one Do they both have line of sight on each other, or is one like behind the other?
You see, they are effectively standing. They are effectively standing like this. So if you look here, you guys are all up at like a top area up here, and down about like 70, 80 feet. They're sitting like more or less 10 feet from each other, kind of backs turned, not looking at each other, but they're like sitting in between like a ton of trees and like bushery and shrubbery and stuff. It's they're a little bit obscured right now. Any type of, there's just like trees and bushes all over the place throughout here. You know.
The one on the left, I'm gonna wait till he stops talking and then shoot.
All right. You kind of listen for them as they have a slight back and forth before they both kind of stop. Go ahead and make an attack roll. Do you also, as you're doing this, do you want either of the archers to fire as well?
Yeah, I'll tell them to each fire at the other guy.
Okay. So both of them go ahead and attack towards the other man as well.
Can I start moving up when I do?
Are you trying to move stealthily or like aggressively?
Well, they're shooting at them, so aggressively, I guess.
Okay. So you won't have to move at any type of speed penalty. What are you trying to move?
How
And
far away
26
were they?
does hit. They are roughly 70 feet down.
Yeah, well, I'll bonus action dash to get to them. Actually, no, I'll just double my movement with the backstab ability. Never mind. Just tree to tree right to him. I'll go for the one Jared's not, or Bassil's not shooting though.
They had 19 damage, so try that.
Oh my god. Oh, sneak attack. I forgot.
Wait till I get sharpshooter.
That's gonna be nutty.
Okay. So that shit obliterates him, and the two archers. Ooh, one does miss. The other one does hit. So he fires off at the right guy, you fire off at the left guy. 26 hits, 19 points of damage. Let me go ahead and do some math.
We need that fuck you damage.
That's 13th level rogue. Oh, dude, that sneak attack crit would be freaking gnarly.
So, in that moment, I'm going to need everyone to go ahead and roll me initiative too. Brad, how much far forward you used all your movement to just go ahead and start sprinting down this hill? Kate, are you also going down the hill?
So I can go
yes.
90 in one turn.
Oh, that's not a good initiative.
Ugh.
If possible, yeah.
Alright, so you both can go ahead and start running down if you want to use action, bonus action, whatever you want. They are effectively 75 feet away from you at the top of this hill. And running down this hill is going to be rough terrain if you do not have something that negates rough terrain.
I don't.
Jumping from tree to tree,
Jumping from tree to tree will get you to avoid it for your character.
and then I'll hit him then if I can use my action.
So,
Can I
how fast?
bonus action to hide from shooting?
I can go
bonus
90.
action to hide. You can go 90, then yes, you can get to them in the surprise round. You see both of them are still standing. The one on the left that Bassil hit does look more hurt, as the arrow you fired out found itself perched in his collarbone as you like see him kind of stumble back, slamming into a tree, while one of the arrows from the other archer missed, and the other one flew and hit the man in his leg, but it looked like it didn't actually find piercing. It just got cut through it and then went back to the ground.
I did
So he's
have a
also
javelin
standing
ready. Can I toss that?
Can you throw it 75 feet?
I mean, I'll take my shot. It'll be a disadvantage, but I'll take my shot.
Yeah, go ahead. And also, Xavis, if you have something that you can hit within 75 feet with you said you wanted to hold the firebolt, you can hold the firebolt with a crossbow shot and shoot that now.
Firebolt would be better.
All right,
Is
go
that
ahead
the
and roll
damaged one?
that. And then you roll that.
If it hits.
Ooh.
So there's only two of them. One on the left looks like it's more hurt. One on the right looks like it's less hurt. Your javelin with 11 does miss. firebolt does hit. Airstrike 16. 16 hits. 10 doesn't.
Yeah, I figured him. I'll just hit the one on the right.
Okay.
Whoever got fucking blasted into next Monday seriously got a shitty day, man. A shitty day.
Yeah, who you hitting, Ziggy? Who you hitting?
He just wanted to take a piss.
I don't know. I guess the one on the left.
Okay, so one on the left, how many? That's 24 points of fire
Yeah.
damage. Alright, so you guys see as Bassil and Xavis, the arrow sinks into his collarbone, kind of cracking it as he slams into a wall. As he like pulls himself back up, the firebolt flies out as it slams into his face, melting it, kind of pouring down onto his body, catching him on fire as his body crumples as one of them appears to be down immediately.
I like it.
The one on the right that is still up that you said you would go ahead and airstrike at, your 16 hits, so you slam down 15 feet away from him, or are you going all the way up
Yeah,
in front of him?
15.
So you slam down 15 feet away from him, standing in between some trees, hit him with it. You see it kind of smash into him as he takes 6 points of damage. He's still standing up as his eyes shoot up to you. With that, that's going to be everyone's thing. And your 20, you effectively feel like you're pretty well hidden. And starting on this next turn, the guards are also going to assist you. So give me just 1 second to go ahead and roll some initiatives myself.
I like the sound of that.
It's okay, we don't want them first.
I don't think I want to be first.
I want to be first.
One friends.
That should be
I want them first.
so for you guys, I'm looking at how I'm going to break down your allies.
Do the two together, Calamine together, and then the rest of the guards together.
Most likely. Calamine and her 2 soldiers are going to be together. And the rest of the soldiers are going to move together. I feel like that would be fine.
Alright, can me and Kate move together?
Okay. I'm sorry about that. It took just a moment. To 18 and
Damn.
let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. So with that, Cage, you find yourself at the top of the round. How far down did you move? Full 60 feet or something like that?
30, I think, because I 30, then
30.
toss, then
So
toss javelin.
they are 40 feet in front of you still. As these 2 men are here, one of them has disintegrated.
Alright, I think we're going to dash right up to 1.
Okay.
And I am going to bonus action to get into my fighting stance. So if anybody comes into my range, I can get a reaction shot at them.
So effectively, you have so it's rough terrain too.
It's
you make it?
45 away, right?
Right.
And I have 60 feet of movement, so I don't think I can.
So halved, so 30.
15 feet away.
You can
Then,
make it into 15 feet of him.
yeah, I'll get 15 feet away and I'll still enter my stance.
Okay. Or I'll say this: you could attempt to move at a quicker pace, but you would need to make a dex save at disadvantage to try not to trip and fall.
I'll take my time. I'm okay with that.
Okay. So you kind of has yourself like slightly sliding down, catching yourself, find yourself 15 feet away from him, but you're able to drop down into your combat stance. Okay. So Bassil, you see this happen. Cade's essentially right in front of him. You see the last man still up. He looks hurt. He looks pretty hurt, but he looks very determined still, like kind of looking up, looking at the situation, kind of scanning about, trying to figure out what's going on.
I'm going to, from my hidden position, fire.
Mm-hmm. 22 definitely hits. 12 damage, so 18 damage total, as another arrow finds itself slamming into another collarbone, cracking it as you see him kind of cough up a bit of blood, slamming against the tree, kind of scanning out to try to find where that arrow came from.
I will hide the bonus action. Didn't mean to roll that with advantage. I got a 27 though. And I will 15 feet closer to the brush.
Okay. You kind of slide down and find yourself slamming up against a tree and pull yourself up as you're now 60 feet from the man and 80 feet from the actual encampment. So with that, we are to the man's turn. He is going to make a couple decisions real quick. Looking about, he's going to look around, take a quick collection of what he sees before he's gonna stop and kind of like turn around. Oi, get out of here! Now we're gonna see who hears him. That's a pretty good hearing check for all of those boys. But with that, looking at the people around him, Walker and Kade being, you both being directly just like right in front of him, standing like 5-10 feet from each other.
Oh, I'm in the tree. What you mean?
Or you're standing up on the tree and you punch down? Alright, then fuck it. He is definitely going to run towards you, Kade. As you see, he does have 2 short swords on his side, and he kind of unsheathes both of them and rushes towards you.
Alright, he entered my line, so I'm going to take a stab
Yes,
at
he
him.
did. Feel free to.
If you can. I think you can.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That hits. 26 hits. So as he kind of runs forward, you kind of sitting in your stance, pull your weapon up, slapping his sword out of the way, stabbing him in the side as he kind of... But he gruts through it, kind of knocks your spear away before running up to you.
I'm actually going to use my one of my dies to use...
Can you do that on a reaction?
It's
Anytime you hit?
when you hit a creature with a weapon attack.
Alright.
And I am actually going to try and push him back 15 feet.
Alright, feel free to.
He has to make a strength saving throw, DC 15, I believe it is.
DC 15, he fails. So as he kind of pulls his weapon up, you stab him kind of in the lower side before thrusting him back, and he flies back 15 feet, right?
And he takes an extra D8 damage, an extra 5.
5 points of damage. Alright, Jesus. As he just slams back into the nearest tree, just roughed up. It like stops him about 10 feet back, can't even fly all the way back, just slamming into it. See him just spit up blood as he's just holding his 2 weapons, kind of looking up at all of you, wondering what he's gonna do. All of them are just going to slowly begin dashing down the hill. Slowly, not going to try to fall, dashing using all of their movement. They get halfway as a unit. The archers stay about 60 feet up, which is about halfway where they got to, or short, just a little bit before that. And one of them is going to, actually both of them, actually no, this isn't everyone, this is just Calamine and the 2, sorry. So Calamine and her 2 dash 60 feet down the hill, finding themselves about 30 feet behind you guys. And Walker, now it's your turn. You're up on that tree above the man that is still barely alive. He's still 15 feet.
We're just gonna jump off the tree straight at him and try to knee his face.
Okay.
Is he still standing?
With 6 damage.
Yeah.
You dive forward, slamming your knee into the front of his face, kind of like cracking in his nose, breaking a few teeth. And as your huge body slams down in front of him, you see his body just holding up against the tree as he just spits out a mouthful of blood and looks up at you. Fuck you. He looks like he's probably 17 hits. Is there anything specific you want to do to him?
Like right after he knees him, just like 1 foot on the tree, just give him his like backflip more momentum and just kick him in the face.
So as he says fuck you, you just backflip, slamming in his face as you feel it crush and flatten below the paw. You flip backwards, landing yourself as he just slumps over. At this time, though, all of you do notice what looks like another set of individuals come out of the tents at the bottom of the hill. It looks like 4 other individuals come out, 2 of them coming out of the same one. The other ones did, 2 of them coming out of another one. They all look like similar individuals of where 2 of them have crossbows, as the other 2 come out with what look like a sword and dagger.
No dwarf.
No dwarf currently. All of the people who come out look to be human-sized individuals or humanoid-sized individuals that are not stocky, about 5 to 6 feet each.
Geo, did you hear the flourish? I finally pulled it off.
Geo's muted, I think.
What?
Did you not hear him? He just kicked this dude's face into the tomorrow.
Really?
Twice. I jumped off the tree, kneed his face into the trunk, and then he said "fuck you," so I did a backflip and kicked him in the face again.
You're a dick.
Could have said "fuck you."
So,
I just knocked him
with
out.
seeing this, are you moving at all with the rest of your movement?
Yep, right back up into the tree.
All right, so you find yourself perched back on the tree next to Kade. With this, the rest of these soldiers are going to meet down with the captain as they are slowly making their way down the hill. Xavis, you see 100 feet down from you, these 2 individuals now beat, but down at the kind of thatch housing, they are now 4 individuals. They all have like slightly come out and are kind of looking about to see what's going on. They are effectively in range for your attacks if you'd like.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Here we go. Do it, Xavis.
I will say any ranged attack you make on these individuals as they are partly obscured from the housery and trees is going to be at disadvantage unless you have some way to give yourself advantage.
It's
Okay.
just 2 of them, right?
No, there's 4 of them. The 2 ones that are close are down. The 4 that are now down by the actual housing are all over there still. There are 4 like fresh individuals who came out.
I wonder if I should use some sort of ball.
Ball of fire?
Yeah. Are you gonna?
I think I'm gonna.
All right.
I'll
go ahead.
fireball the fuckers.
So in this situation, since this is an attack roll, I guess they just roll and hope they try to dodge. If they don't, then they're fucked.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Those were a lot of 2s.
That last one. There we go.
Yeah, it happens.
All right. So it's the DC. So 2 of them make their saves, taking half damage. The other 2 fail. As you just kind of hand ignites, the fireball arcs, kind of passing through trees, lighting bits of like nature on fire as it. Then it just reaches like a dead center spot in between the 3 buildings as all of the 4 men look to it. You see 2 of them dive back into the houses before a massive explosion rips out.
Is that half rounded down or up?
It's always rounded up for PC damage. And
Okay, so 14.
So the 2 take 14 points of damage, while the other 2 take full damage.
27.
So after a quick moment of clearing, you see what looks like all 4 individuals still standing, but it does look like one of the thatch houses is completely blown away, and underneath it you see there was another individual who appears to be patting themselves out from getting caught on fire and caught in an explosion as well, who didn't even know about the fucking fireball coming, so I don't think they could even dodge it, so they just take full damage because they were basically asleep. So holy shit, so 60 minus what? Okay.
I think you gave away confidential information, Quincy.
It's alright, I don't think it really matters. I'm pretty sure they're all gonna be dead soon anyways.
They're all Kade.
And not all of them are Kade, no.
Kay just threw someone halfway across the U.S.
From this. Yeah, these guys take full damage. Oh my god. So you do see the 2 individuals that didn't get out are just laying on the ground, barely picking themselves up, just scorched. Like, their leather armor is completely blackened all around. You see there are bits of their like body that look to be like frayed, like hair completely frayed and fried off. They do not look very good. So with that, let me go ahead and reset the initiative. since that was the end, and back top with Kade and now our 2 additional groups. So Kade, seeing this, what are you gonna do?
How far away is the nearest enemy from me?
From Kade, so Kade is essentially where the other men were, 15 feet back. These guys are at the base of the hill. So effectively they're like 20 feet from you, 25 feet from you.
Alright, I'd like to move
As you see,
there.
one of the houses is completely just blown away now too. It's like the base of it is there, and you see there's like bed rolls and a slight little bench and like a couple chests. There's like 2 trunks, but these are like super basic little like resting spots essentially.
Alright, I'd like to move to one of the extra crispy ones here.
Okay. So as you kind of come running up, you now take a quick survey of the situation. You see there is one slightly kind of larger man who looks to be potentially like maybe orcish, who was in that one exploded building, who's kind of like picking himself up, kind of putting fire out on himself. There are the 2 individuals who dove back into both of those housings. As you see now, both of the like beginning of the thatch houses is slightly blown away and caught on fire. As you see now, the 2 crossbowmen kind of like sitting there behind part of the wall. They both have crossbows. They both look like they were hurt. And then there are the 2 individuals that are dead center in the middle of it, that are like sitting next to each other, both like picking themselves up, completely fried to shit.
Yeah, I'm going for them.
Okay. So as you kind of run up, surrounded by individuals, more or less now, just to paint you a picture, if Kade is where he is, then the 2 crossbowmen are in front of him like that. There's a guy. The bigger one is behind him back here, this big bulge. And then there would be the 2 little guys on the ground right here that Kade currently sees.
Alright, I'm gonna take a stab at one of the extra crispies.
Okay. And you have advantage. As you take your spear, you just slam down. As he looks up, he's just pierce heart, pull out as he just expires on the ground dead.
And I want to use another one of my maneuvers to actually use my bonus action to... Oops, wrong one. To use Commanding Strike and give our boy Bassil the extra attack of my attack action.
Oh.
Okay.
Do I still have advantage? You didn't.
If you re-hid, currently you would still have advantage, yes.
Well, I re-hit at the end of my last turn.
Oh, did I come out of hiding?
When you attacked, yes.
You toss the
Okay.
giant fireball at him.
Yeah, I rolled a 27. So
Yeah, then you would still then, coming to your turn, you still would be hidden. And who are you attacking?
whoever's closest. There's
And,
3 guys left,
The
right?
one closest would be the biggest one here on Cade's close side. So you guys would be effectively all like up this hill, with Walker being slightly closer than
And
most
you get
of
an extra D8 as well for my maneuver.
Sweet. The 16 hit that big guy.
16 would not hit the big guy. Oh god. As you see your arrow kind of fly off towards him, you see he kind of looks over his shoulder at the last moment and kind of pulls his head out of the way as it just slams into the wall next to him. The little bit of thatch walling that's left.
I think I'm going to action surge. I think that's the plan. And I am going to take the dodge action.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Alright. So go ahead and tell me that a little bit faster last time. Sorry, I thought you were done. That's my bad. With that, Bassil, do you want to do anything else?
What? That's not even my turn yet. He made me attack.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what's from that.
Yeah,
okay.
that was from that.
My bad. I completely misunderstood everything then. So with that being the end of your turn, then Bassil, now would you like to do anything?
I will use my bonus action to use Insightful Fighting on the big dude, so he can make a deception check.
Okay. Oof. 20 total.
Oh wow. Yeah, I rolled a 19. Yes. So I don't get it. He's standing next to Kade now, right?
He's about 10 feet from Kade.
hidden.
These two guys would be able to shoot at. They would be at disadvantage, and they'd be 3/4 cover because they are slightly covered by the walls currently. This guy that's on the ground in front of Kade, who is laying down prone, would be at disadvantage as well, but he is someone you saw that was extremely hurt.
I gotta shoot at the big guy regularly, though, right?
Yes.
Let's shoot at him. Okay.
20 does hit.
5 damage.
As you shoot out another shot, as he's kind of looking about, he sees you for a moment before the bolt slams into his chest. As you kind of see, he slightly moves back for a moment, but then just snaps it off and throws it to the ground.
I'll move, since I'm not hidden, I'll move 30.
Okay, up or down?
Like down, but kind of at an angle.
Okay, so you could move like down to the left and like get like an angle, kind of essentially. You want to move to the right or left?
I'll go to the left and I'm gonna take cover behind a tree.
Okay, go ahead and give me another stealth check.
I can't stealthily.
Oh no, you just want to hide behind a tree? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just taking like literal cover, so that's.
Then you can take like cover, essentially trying to hide from where those crossbowmen would be able to aim at you, and you'd figure that you at least have 3/4 cover, if not completely obscured.
Plus 5 AC, baby. That's it.
All right. So with that, on to enemy group number 1. They effectively died, both of them. Do I want to refurbish this as one of the other people? Who's dead currently? He's dead. They're not. Wow, you guys are really just tearing through them, honestly. 1, 2, 3.
You're welcome.
So now, yeah, no, that group's gone. So actually, it's friendly groups number 1. So the groups that haven't even helped out yet, the captain is going to make her way down with her 2 guards at her side, coming up to the large individual at the hut. They are all going to surround him. Her 2 guards are going to stay slightly at her side and aren't going to be in range to strike, but she will make 1 attack against him. That is a very bad roll. As you see, she takes her longsword out and swings wide as he completely dodges it easily.
They have polearms.
She doesn't. The 2 next to her do, but they are standing like kind of in a defensive form back. That will be the end of their turn. It doesn't really seem like you guys even need their help much. Though now the large individual there is going to, kind of assessing the situation, slightly thinking to himself, oh shit, we're fucked. This was the worst time to take a nap. I should have been in guard duty. Looking around immediately, he doesn't have any choice besides to probably just go after Kade here. So he is going to run up, now being effectively
What did
that
I
5
do to
feet
him?
within Kade. Huh?
What did I do to him?
Well, you did just stab his men. He did watch you just kill some of his boys. He is going to put out 2 attacks towards you, Kade, as you see him kind of pull up this scimitar and kind of begin to swipe it towards you 2 times. Does a 17 and a 24 hit?
Were those at disadvantage?
Yes. That.
What would it be a disadvantage from?
I
Dodge.
took.
Oh, because you
I action searched.
you action search. Okay, then let me go ahead and re-roll that. Well, the 20 is still a 20. The other one became a natural 1.
I have 18 AC.
So, you take 1 hit. As he comes up, you completely block him, almost knocking his weapon out of his hand. But as he does kind of flip it around and bring it down on you, you do take 7 points of slashing damage as he is able to find purchase on you.
Does Calamine get an attack of opportunity?
As he moved out, you would be right, she would. She is going to go ahead and make that attack of opportunity and swing wide again. You guys are starting to wonder how she's actually a captain here. Or maybe this makes a lot of sense now, that these guys are getting fucking destroyed by everybody. Apparently even their best warriors
I
suck
need to
ass.
take her to
Hit a
boot
guy
camp.
running away. Essentially.
Everyone has a bed.
Actually, before the end of that turn, with all the commotion going on now, yeah, Kade, you are going to see quickly rush out from behind you in this other light tent here, where one of the crossbowmen was, another large half-orcish individual, but a woman who has her hair like a shaved side head, hair pulled back tight, with a large actual battle axe that's kind of like half shortened to fit like in a very small, like confined spot with one arm, but has a massive blade on the side. She immediately locks eyes with you, doesn't appear to look at anything else, and immediately rushes forward to strike at you twice as well, with disadvantage. That's a definite miss on the first one, and a even heavier miss on the second one. So as she comes out whirling this one-handed, like almost mini great axe, she just swings wide both times as you just slam your shield into the side of it, deflecting it off, thinking, are these guys really the people giving everyone trouble? As that moment kind of happens for a moment, the two crossbowmen hiding in the spots here, and if I do remember this correctly, Kade, you only stabbed one of the individuals, right?
Yes.
It was on the ground?
Yes.
They're dead. Dead. Crossbowmen both alive, one dead. Those 6, 7, 4. Yep. Wow, they're fucking demolished. So this guy's effectively right here in front of you. These 2 dots I don't think are anything. So yeah. This guy is gonna go ahead and stand back up in front of you, Kade. Just fucking. He's gonna look at you, gritting his teeth, and he's gonna try to strike you. And he has disadvantage, right? So it was a 14, 13, so 13, 16 to hit. Miss. As he kind of brings himself up lazily to slap you, you just kind of smack his sword away. The 2 crossbowmen are going to kind of look up the hill and are both going to fire out at the... Actually, no, they're going to look forward and fire out at the captain, because they don't want to get disadvantage on the Kade shot, and they don't want to get disadvantage on Bassil. So they'll fire at the next person. Ooh, that's some pretty good hits. They both hit, and one of them crits.
Oh.
I'll block the crit.
Are you standing next there? Or can you do this? Oh, you can do this within 30 feet. Okay. So it just completely blocks the...
No, I use my deflect missiles.
Okay, go ahead.
I believe, Brad.
Go ahead and roll the damage.
Oh my god.
Reduced by 17.
Shoot the rock back at him.
I can't shoot it back. It literally says that.
What? It's right at the bottom.
If you reduce the damage to 0, you can't make an attack with it. On the Iron Tortoise shell.
So 17, yeah. So in that moment, you reach out, the wind wrapping around her, the 2 shots. Earth? So it's just earth that comes up? Okay. So in that moment, she kind of braces herself to get ready to take the hits, but then this earthen form kind of walls up in front of her, blocking the faster, more impactful arrow, kind of shattering the dirt and breaking its tip, falling to the ground, while the other one does find a slight hole through it, slipping through, slamming into one of her legs, as she does take... Ooh, fuck. 11 points of damage.
Ooh.
That's still some damage. Holy shit.
She had that temp health, though. She might thank Xavis for that later.
Wait, Xavis? No, 10. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
So, with that, actually, now to Walker's turn.
So we got the 2 crossbow and the 2 big guys?
Yes, at this time now you also see a larger individual on this side of Kade in front of him.
Okay.
The future wife.
I'm gonna go for the...
I was gonna say the orc woman. The 2, unless you're gonna move up, these 2 men essentially are both in individual thatch houses, like one on the left, one on the right, with about 5 feet in between each other, and they're like hidden up on the side of the walling in there. They're like leaning out to take shots, and then like keeping themselves obscured.
We'll go for this one.
Okay. So you like walking around the side of Kade, like kind of going around this way?
Oh, the trees. Oh, wait, no, this is right next to the place.
Right.
Yeah,
So you're about
I'll go around
5
Kade,
feet
yeah.
away from everyone right now, effectively.
Yeah, I'll go around Kade.
Okay. So with how much movement do you have?
45.
45. All right. So jumping between the trees, I'd say you'd roughly be able to make it about 15 feet from the front entrance of the house. And you'd be able to probably so this like actual area right here is kind of a clearing, so there aren't any trees directly in front of the house that would let you see inside it. So you would have to jump down to see directly inside it, or you could take kind of like a shitty shot to try to punch whatever's just at the very front of it.
Yeah, I'll just bonus action dash to get up into his face.
Okay, I would say with your movement, you're able to go ahead and jump down onto the ground and get into it without needing to dash, but it would just be the thing you wouldn't be able to stay on the tree, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, yeah, you essentially slam down next to Kade, slightly up to his left forward, as you find yourself in front of this house as this crossbowman, sorry. He's got this large crossbow, kind of a human man. He's looking down, kind of reloading it, and looks up at you. He's like, oh, shit.
Wait, but, how far away is he?
He's like 5 feet. He's at the very front in this house. These are very small houses. As you look into this one, exact same as the other one, just has a ton of little beds in it and like a few stools. Had like a little small fire that was like put out.
5 damage on the first one.
So you reach in and punch him across the face. You see him spit up some blood.
6 damage on the second one.
As you slap him down across the face again, and he spits out even more blood. Hits again. That 6 will do it.
Well, I'm gonna hit somebody else too.
Okay, so with that, is you just slam his face in. You see his teeth crunch as he goes unconscious, or he dead, just drops to the ground. You see there don't appear to be any more individuals in this immediate hut, but there are effectively 10 feet to your right. There's another individual inside that hut with another crossbow that you saw shoot out. And then there is the 2 large individuals, one behind Kade, one in front of Kade, and then the dying man on the other side of Kade.
Actually, I'll just take care of the dying man.
Okay. So how are you moving? Oh, you're just airstriking past Kade?
Yep. Oh,
okay.
It doesn't matter. 12.
12 does not hit, though, as you kind of go to strike, but then stop yourself as you kind of feel like you might accidentally hit Kade a little. With this, the soldiers are going to kind of just form a line at the top of the hill and stay put as they see you guys appear to be handling it very well. The 2 archers will go ahead and fire out towards the large man. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and fire out towards the large man who's standing up. Oh, wow, they both hit and 1 crits. Damn, that's pretty good. So, total damage... So for the first one, 12, 15, and 20. 23 points of damage. As both arrows find real good purchase, as you guys see the large kind of half-orcish man with like little tusks, as he kind of like looks towards you, Kade, for a second with anger in his eyes. You see a bolt come slamming through his shoulder an arrow, a large arrow comes slamming through his shoulder before another one kind of spins and slams into his lower rib, kind of spinning him around for a moment, causing him to spit up a ton of blood. Xavis, with that, we will bring you back to your turn.
Alrighty, I'm gonna hit him with the firebolt.
Okay, do you want to do any twin spelling, anything extra to it?
Ooh, that's a good question.
And which one are you hitting? Are you trying to hit one of the crossbowmen, the guy who's about to die, or one of the 2 large individuals?
One of the 2 large individuals. Probably that orc guy. That just got hit.
Just took a shitload of damage, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, 16 just hits. And are you doing any meta magic to this, or no? Just hitting?
I'll keep my meta magic for later.
Okay. So with that, you arc out another fireball as your hands blacken for a moment with the flame. As it flies out, you see him kind of lifting himself up as he looks towards the sky for a moment in the last minutes of his life. The fireball directly hits his face again, another man, as he begins to burn and crumple down to the ground. With that, the large orc man goes down. In that moment, you 2 down there kind of see the woman orcish figure. Also looks to be kind of half orcish at this time. Neither of them were wearing like hoods, much more a little more prominent in their figuring, and see their armor appears to be a little bit more thicker than the other ones. She kind of glances down at him, and you see there's like a look in her eyes and like fury for a moment, as potentially one of her like close companions goes down next to her, looking at all of her other defeated allies around her, but then regains her combat strength to go ahead and go against you, Kade. What are you doing?
I'd like to try and grapple her.
Alright, feel free to.
Alright, let's roll that athletics. And hope and pray. Oh.
Alright, well, let me go ahead and roll a check against it. And what did you roll? A 10?
Yeah. Not a good day.
Yeah, as you kind of run up and try to grab her, as you kind of put your spear, slamming it down for a moment, reaching up to her, the moment you touch her, she just slams her fist into your side and shoulder checks you back.
What to do with the
Anything
bonus
else Kade's
action?
doing?
I'm gonna move back.
Alright, I believe
so too.
while this man is down, 2 of them will get attacks of opportunity on you.
I believe so too.
Are you fine with that?
I am okay, as okay can be with that.
Okay. So here come these 2 attacks. Ooh. So I believe one of these misses because it's only a 11, but the other one is a 20.
That one hits the 20.
I do believe it does. As you find her bringing this small but still large bladed war axe down on you, you find yourself taking not too many points of damage. 12 points of slashing damage, as it does just slam ripping across your chest as you weren't ready to prepare yourself for this hit, as you kind of flipped yourself around to try to move back. How far back are you moving?
10 feet. And I'm going to enter my defensive or my combat stance with my bonus action.
Okay, you can kind of walk back to that spot where that one thatch house got completely exploded, kind of standing halfway in it as you guard yourself up. Kind of back yourself up. With that, Bassil, what would you like to do?
Bassil will keep his eye on that orc woman and try and see into her fighting style. She needs to make her deception check.
Alright. She will go ahead and make her deception check. That is a 12.
I'm gonna shoot at her now. 12, not up 12 hits.
12 does not hit, sadly, as your arrow slams by, hitting the thatch house behind her. You do beat her in the insight, though.
Oh,
Are you
lay
moving
prone.
at all?
Nope, I'm gonna lay prone behind cover.
Okay, you drop down behind the tree, pretty much completely obscured. Calamine and her 2 guards are going to rush forward. Yeah, her and her 2 guards are going to go ahead and rush forward and begin to combat these individuals. She herself will go ahead and make 2 strikes against the orc woman, while her guards go to finish the man on the ground. Oh, good thing both of them attacked, because one of them would have missed. As they, finish him off. As you see the 2 guards run up, one is able to kind of pin his sword to the side, while the other one slams into him, pinning him back down to the ground as he got back up. That man going down. As Calamine then takes her attack towards the orc woman. Her 2 attacks, both do hit. As she finds herself doing... What's that? This 5, 6... Another 12 points of slashing damage. She cuts through her 2 times. That being the first damage she's actually taken, even. Alright. I will end their turn. bringing us to the orc woman actually now being face to face with Calamine, and her guards is going to actually kind of freak out for a moment. Go for one of the guards. So what's their AC again? That does hit, and the second one does also hit. So she makes 2 attacks against the guard that comes up and stabs the man. Oh shit. That's fucking large damage. Which does 8, 16. Where did I put their health bars? Jesus Christ. Alright. So you guys do see in that moment, though, one of the 2 polearm guards, private armed guards that also had gotten blessed, luckily, gets walked up to as the orc woman just kind of infuriated, doubles down in both hands and slams the war axe up through her chest and slams it back down, almost cleaving through her body. As she looks just bloodied in this coughing up blood, kind of slammed up against one of the thatch housing, as her 2 allies next to her begin to like kind of get alerted and worried. I believe that is going to end her turn.
This is why we blessed them both.
And this guy is gone, so he won't be making any turns this turn. There is the 1 crossbowman who is still up. He, looking at the situation, actually seeing this happen, is going to throw his crossbow down, go ahead and take out his 2 daggers, and go ahead and try to stab this guard that's actually bleeding up against the wall now. So he's got 2 attacks with that. First one misses, second one hits. As he does... how much damage? Let's see.
Daggers do D4.
Very health. As you see, he kind of flips around the corner, stabbing once into the wall, getting like kind of a firm grip before he slams the other knife directly into her gut as she spits out more blood and is able to kind of grab him and push him off for a minute. As you look, she is probably on her very, very last leg. That is going to end their turn, though. Walker, what are you doing? As he is now effectively out of the house, kind of standing in the doorway, directly behind the orc woman. One more time.
There's 2 people next to that guard now.
So effectively think like she's like slightly there, she's getting just fucking demolished by them. The other guard was like right here, and then I'll make this one a little bit bigger. So this one's Calamine that kind of ran up on the side and was fighting it.
Brad, this is why we blessed them both.
I'm gonna try to punch the orc lady with my airstrike.
So you staying, so right now there's about like, you could be 5 feet away or 10 feet away.
We'll do the 5.
Okay, so you're essentially right in front of her as your airstrike just blows against her as she kind of just turns angrily looking at you. As you double down and put more wind into it, you see she is not budging. This is flurry blows.
And I'll try to push her. Yeah, I'm gonna use flurry blows. I'm also gonna spend the key to try to push her back.
Alright, what does she need to make?
13.
DC 13? What? Oh yeah, that's right, because I don't have a...
High wisdom?
Yeah.
Ooh, lucky for you. Wait, no, actually. Yeah, no. Lucky for you. Definitely rolled below a 13. So, how far back do you push her? 10 feet?
Yep. And not
Right.
prone.
Hey, tumbleweed.
So, which way are you shoving her? Are you shoving her, like, into the thatch housing, or just, like, kind of out to the side?
Away, just to give the guard a way out.
Okay, so as you're gonna blow her back, as your first you kind of dig deep for a minute, bringing your hands back in like a Ryu kind of like almost Kamehameha wave style shit, as you just blow a massive air current with the last one, able to go ahead and find purchase. So you stroke with a 24 and a 17 too, right? So you do 8 damage, 3 damage.
Oh, no, I was just rolling that to see what the DC was.
Oh, okay. So just the 24, so the 8 damage.
Yeah, hold on, let me...
Plus the push.
Yeah, so the 8 plus the push, and then I'll try to hit the other guy that's next to her.
Okay, so she goes flying back and just slams down.
I'm gonna try to push him too. Damn.
Okay, so 15 does hit him.
Oh,
I
damn.
believe. Actually, no, 15 just misses.
Alright, so I don't have to spend my key, which is nice.
So as you kind of try to slam into him, you see he kind of hides behind part of the wall as it breaks some of the cushioning. With that, these guys up on the hill, the swordsmen are not going to move down, but the 2 archers are going to try to fire out at the guy who is a little obscured. 1 does hit. Actually, no, they don't. We'd have to reroll that. No, they don't. So they both miss, just barely. As 2 more arrows come slamming in there. Xavis, it's your turn.
Alrighty. Which one's the biggest one? That's
This woman,
like
the orc woman.
Okay,
There's only
okay.
2 left that you guys see currently.
Oh wait, the man died? I didn't even know.
Yeah, the man went down. Hey, Xavis killed him.
I'm thinking I want to do something fun. How smart does that orc woman look?
Yeah. She appeared. You would guess she's probably the person in charge here.
Okay. I want to do something more fun. I'm gonna use one of my sorcery points to do a quicken spell, and on the orc woman, I'm going to cast hideous laughter, and on the other ones over there.
So this is a
Fire.
range of 30 feet. So currently you
shit,
are.
I gotta move.
Yeah, I was gonna say currently you're on rough terrain, and you still being pretty far back up there. You never kind of moved down. I think more than 70. Like you're at 70 feet still. You're like pretty much on the top of this kind of outcropping.
So I
still.
couldn't make it. Oh man.
And since you're on rough terrain, you move at half speed.
All right. Well, I can get within 60 feet, right? I move
Mhm.
at half speed. My range is 30.
So you have 15. So you can move that 10 feet to get within 60. Yes.
Okay, I'll do that, and I'll do something slightly different. I'll do just experimenting with some new stuff. Do dissonant whispers on the big one.
Okay. So they make a wisdom save. If they fail, they take the damage and immediately use its reaction. Fail will move as far as speed allows away from the creature. Doesn't move its obvious dangerous ground. Just fire. Cecily, the creature, half damage and doesn't have to move. All right. So we'll go ahead and make her make a wisdom save. Well, would you look at that? So she takes 16 points of damage.
Psychic damage.
Psychic damage, you're right. So, and then immediately kind of looks up to you as she kind of like holds your head for a moment and grunts down before looking up to you with like an almost fearful look, looking out towards the woods. Kind of starts looking for almost an escape route behind her.
Cool. With my quicken spell here as my bonus action, I will firebolt.
Okay, and you're firebolting the other guy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh man.
So you just kind of, as it fires off, arcing, kind of slamming against the thatch roofing, almost hitting the extremely injured guard that's up against the thatch roofing right now. Is there
Shame.
anything else you're gonna do?
No, that's all.
All right, so Kade, back to you then.
She's fucking booking it.
Alright. How far away is the one that attacked the guard that jumped off the building?
Right here. So he was inside the building, came back inside the building. He's like in the doorway. Essentially, he reached out to the front of the doorway and like stabbed the guard that was like leaning up against it.
Yeah, how far
So you
away
see
is
he
he
had a
from me?
crossbow. He's right there. He's about 10 feet from you, 15 feet maybe at most.
Alright, I'm gonna charge him.
And I would say down in this little slight area here, once you reach like the base, you effectively are no longer on rough terrain. This would be normal terrain.
Alright, yeah, I'm going for him.
Okay, so you can easily kind of walk up in between the captain and her 2 guards.
And I want to put as much of
through.
myself in between the enemy and the extremely hurt guard.
Yeah, you could 1-for-1 put yourself in between the guard, like essentially right there in front of the doorway.
Going to try and spear him. Ooh.
13 does not hit.
And I am going to use my bonus action to, I believe it was with Shield Master, to... Is it with that? If you take the attack action this turn, you can use your bonus action to shove a creature within 5 feet of you with my shield. So, if I have any movement left, I want to shove him.
Okay. You would have, I guess, 15 movement left because you have 30 movement, right?
Yeah.
So you see there's about another 5 or so feet, like maybe 8 feet in total back in the thatch housing you can push him into.
Yeah,
or you can push him into any direction if you want.
Straight into wall if possible.
Okay, yeah, you push him and he essentially is like pinned in front of you against the back wall of this house.
And
you like push him up against the wall.
Yeah, and I'm going to try and spear him again.
Okay.
Oh, not happening today.
Neither would hit.
And that is going to be my turn.
Alright, so Bassil, sadly you cannot see the man he just shoved into the roofing, but you can still see this orc woman.
Oh, I will bonus action hide. Oh, she sees me, but she...
Ugh.
Isn't she looking away from running away, though?
Yes, she is pretty much very distraught right now. You'd guess it's very hard for her to see you.
Do I have advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I'd say in this specific situation, yes. 23 definitely hits.
It's pretty bad sneak attack.
So 15 total?
Yeah.
Let's see where Alpha is. As you lock in tight, you fire out, and as she kind of turns around for a moment, you find a little bit of a spot where her the back leather armor of hers kind of like comes out, and you can see kind of like some of her dark green skin underneath it. As it just finds purchase between all of it, you see it just shriek back as there's blood just beginning to pour down her back, as you found a really good weak spot back there.
Still standing.
She's still standing. She looks hurt, real hurt.
That's all I got.
Okay.
I'll move 50 feet 'cause they're going downhill.
Okay, yeah. So you
To the
slowly
left
move
again.
yourself forward to the
Yeah,
left,
forward.
like kind of becoming behind Walker.
Yeah.
As you're like roughly at this point about 30 feet behind Walker. These individuals all kind of thinking about what's going on. This guard is going to come brace herself between these two as the captain comes up and grabs, like kind of throws her weapons on the ground, lifts her soldier up over her shoulder, and uses the last 5 of her movement to carry her back slightly towards the center area. To start moving her back towards the hill. She, matching up against the orc woman, is going to go ahead and make an attack against her. Definitely misses as the orc woman just slams the weapon away from her. She does need to run away from Xavis currently.
Fuck yeah.
And how is she going to do this?
With fear in her eyes.
Not wrong.
Bitch.
She's effectively just going to use her action to disengage instead of attacking, which would normally be her best option here to start cleaving, and use all essentially 20 movement and then another 5 movement to start climbing up the hill on the other side, kind of moving away from you guys, running up as she is now beginning to get slightly obscured by trees. With that, coming down to this guy, Kade, he is still alive with you, kind of like slightly pinned up against the wall. He's going to take his 2 daggers and just try to fucking stab into you, as he doesn't really think he has much else he can do.
Better me
That
than
would be
her.
a 14 and a 19 to hit.
The 14 hits, 19 does not.
Got you. So that's gonna be a nice, clean, Nice clean 5 damage for you there, sir. As one kind of slams against the shield, but the other one comes up and kind of cuts into your arm slightly, drawing some blood. Walker, it is your go.
And you said she's by trees now?
Yeah, you see she's like kind of slightly obscured by a few trees as she is like just a quick little 5 feet up, like beginning up the slight incline.
How far away is she?
Roughly about 30, about 30, 35 feet from you
Alright.
at like an angle.
I'll just move towards her and get in the nearest tree as high as I can, so I'm out of her reach.
Okay.
But still
So
in
all
line.
of this, so about 20 feet of this area would be not halved movement speed. So how much do you have? 30 by default?
45.
45. So yeah, you could use 20 of it to get to where she began to climb up. And then there's trees all in front of you when she's about 10 feet away. Do you want to jump up into one of the trees above her, or do you just want to run up behind her?
We'll jump up in the tree.
Okay, so you could effectively get up onto one of the trees that's on her left or on her right.
We'll go right so I can start pushing her back towards Kade.
Okay, so you get at like a slight angle using all of your movement to get ever so directly in front of her. So you're like 5 feet in front of her, looking down on her. She kind of glances up and sees you in one of the trees. As you
Actually,
slam
no,
against it.
we're just gonna flurry of blows. Hit her with all 4 punches.
Okay. Are you trying to kill her or non-lethal?
Non-lethal.
Okay, so 18 hits, 8 misses, 14 misses.
I don't
So
think I killed her.
5, 7. Well, with that, as you pull your hands back, you just let out 4 quick strikes. As 2 of them you see kind of just begin to make her struggle. You see she loses her footing for a moment, and you use the wind to just lift her up and slam her down as she finds herself just crumpling back, kind of rolling down the base of the hill, the 5 feet she came rolling up, as she is unconscious and probably going to die soon if not stabilized,
Good.
with all of the wounds with the arrow in her back cracking off and breaking as she rolls down. With that, you find yourselves out of combat.
Alright. First thing, I'm jumping down, just putting manacles on her.
Wait, Quincy. I'm still face to face with one, right?
Oh my god, I forgot.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Still one more. My apologies. So, burial guys aren't going to do anything. Everyone's moving down. Xavis, there's no one you can effectively see. Would you just like to make your way down to the camp?
I will leisurely stroll down there. Yes, I will.
Okay, taking your nice time to make sure you don't trip at all. Kade, what would you like to do with this individual?
We're going to second wind. First off, second wind. Get a little bit of the hot HPs back.
Really? Right now? Not before you're about to take a break after killing him?
And then I'm going to try and grapple him, actually.
Alright, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Oh my god.
Okay. So yeah.
Rear
he
naked
doesn't
choke
crit.
if possible.
He does not crit. So how you pinning him?
Rear naked choke, so I'm gonna try and like pull him off the wall, but try and turn him around and, you know, sleeper hold his ass.
Essentially spin him around and fold him up real quick and drop with him.
And
As you have him fucking held.
I'm going to try and incapacitate him, not kill him.
Okay, just by
So-
like choking him out.
Yep, that'll be me every single turn until it's time to go.
I would say with an athletics crit, you more or less dropped him into a chokehold, and you guys just heard coming out of the tent like,
Oh boy, torture incoming.
a bit of time passes as I'm not sure this is the song I meant to put on, to be honest.
It's very light.
It is.
La, da, 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 as you choke him out the fucking tent.
This is exactly what I think when I'm choking someone out.
It's like la-di-da-da-da.
I mean, that's what he sees, right? Stars in his eyes and everything. Da, da, da.
This seems kind of perfect if you ask me.
All right. So, with that, we do find ourselves out of combat. You have 2 individuals captured and all of your companions alive. As you guys see, these 3 immediately regroup with the other men as the individual guards that didn't actually take place and everything begin to collect up the bodies of everyone who has expired in this fight.
I'm gonna put manacles on the orc chick.
Right. You said you did. So you take those manacles out. You go over and clamp. You slap the arms together behind her back, I'm guessing, and she is locked up. As you see, she is just like sitting there bleeding. She does look like if in the next few hours she doesn't get medical attention, she probably will die.
That's okay.
No, we
So
need
in
her
case
alive.
you were going to question her and all, was all I was thinking maybe
Yeah.
someone might make a medical check. I don't know, maybe.
No one? Anyone? Anybody actually?
I was just
good at
gonna
that?
kill her when I was done asking questions anyway. I'm just gonna be honest.
All right. I would like to try and hog tie the one that I choked out.
All right, go and give me a sleight of hand check with your rope.
Right back. Seconds.
Yeah, sure thing.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say if anyone needs to go get something to drink or eat real quick, now is probably a pretty good time at the end of the combat.
I just want to go get high, but I can wait to do that. So.
Well, if you want to tell me a quick thing you want to do and run a quick couple rolls, you can go smoke real quick.
I'll say, there's not really much I'm gonna do in like an interrogation. I'm not the greatest with questions.
Right. You would probably just assist anyone who's potentially questioning. Maybe.
Actually, I think no, I'll leave that to Kade. I'm just gonna go out and like scout the perimeter and see if anyone's coming back. So we know when they're
Go
coming.
ahead and give me a perception check and a stealth check. Oof. Well, you'll know if you find anything when you get back.
Quincy, I will try to make sure that the lady doesn't bleed out on us.
All right, go ahead and give me a medical check. Do you have a healer's kit by any chance?
I don't.
You don't, so just go ahead and give me a medical check.
Lady.
By the way, the lady he's speaking about, very muscular, probably very similar to the captain you guys are with, in all honesty, except has a much beefier, shorter form than her, even less ladylike than the captain, and doesn't have like form-fitting badass armor to even accentuate any of it. Has just very thick leather, tight armor, and just a massive axe, and you see she is even more scarred up and battle-worn than the captain is.
Hey man, I tried.
Are we interrogating him now?
Well, Kade was going to try to save her at first. It looks like she will potentially bleed out in the next couple hours if no one provides medical attention. It does seem like you guys probably could bring her to consciousness between the two of you and potentially keep her from dying immediately. But
I suppose I could use my lesser amulet of healing on her real quick, just to make
you
sure that
could
she's
if you
not
want to.
dying.
Nobody
Or
knows you have
technically-
that too. by the
Yeah,
way,
we don't.
technically.
That's true.
As Xavis walks up, he's like, I could use this, but everyone would then know I have a cool amulet.
Yeah, that is true, and I can't trust these fucking...
Well, hey, maybe she'll swear you a life debt. You saved your life, right? She might also
Can
try to
I inside check on this particular race
mean,
of
she's
orc or
knocked
something to see
What the fuck?
if they're
Can
the
I
type of
inside
people
her?
that...
Well, she's unconscious.
I know
Can I look
she's
into her
unconscious, but
backstory? I'll tell you this much. You guys are effectively in the remnants of their camp. You could attempt to give me an investigation check and rummage around through her belongings and the other people's belongings, and also look for any loot and see if maybe you find anything that might give you an indication. By the way, while you guys are kind of getting them prepared, Calamine comes up to you and tells you all, like, hey, we're going to go ahead and get everyone situated. One of my guards was extremely hurt. I'm going to send most of the men back with her to go ahead and get her back to the horses and then back to the fort to get medical attention. Her one polearm warrior, her personal guard, is going to stay. The one shieldman is going to stay, and one of the archers is going to stay. But the rest of the troops are leaving.
All right.
The one shield lady or the one polearm lady who got almost cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like, listen, the one that's completely fine, didn't get touched, she's heading home, feeling a little tired. The one that's bleeding out in the corner, she's gonna go and put in a little overtime. Well, that does mean all three swordsmen are gone, and so effectively you guys have the one archer and one swordsman, polearm, captain.
Oh,
Actually, when she's thinking about that a little bit longer, she's just gonna send everybody back besides the one
polearm.
the one polearm in case they get hit on the road. She wants them to be able to protect themselves.
All
She
right.
had, like looking at like essentially her like lieutenant, sergeant in command, more or less, like being carried by people. She's like, yeah, no, everyone just go ahead and leave. We're gonna go ahead and take a break here. As the both of them just like kind of sit down, take like stools out of two of these camps and like kind of sit down and begin bandaging up Calamine's slight wounds and kind of recovering for a moment.
I would
essentially
ask for
waiting to
some of
listen to
those.
you guys.
If they have any extra bandages, I would ask for them as well.
They kind of look you over. Make a persuasion check.
I would also mention that it is not for me, that it is for the prisoner that we will be questioning.
Oh.
Unless you want this to be the only nearest hit we actually get on them for the near future. Ooh, not very good with the 4.
Okay. They kind of think for a moment, and the guard that's with Calamine kind of stops and nods and kind of pulls out an extra bit of bandaging and walks over to the orc woman that is kind of all held up together and begins slightly bandaging her wounds, stabilizes her immediately, and gives her effectively 6 health. Kind of keeps up takes back all the immediate real wounding you guys did. Go ahead and keep her up.
I do want to start picking up any stray weaponry as well while Bassil's doing the real searching. Just anything that's on the ground immediately.
Okay.
Searching the biggest home.
Yeah.
Right, so essentially there's one that is like more or less completely burnt down. It still has like a slight couple sacks and a trunk in it, and some bedrolls. The other two are very similar in make. They have a little bit more space for bedrolls than the other one, and neither of them have a trunk, but they just have little sacks. So with a 26 investigation, roughly going through all the stuff in about like a 30-45 minute time span, you find roughly about another 200 gold pieces amongst all of it. You find what looks like a couple, by couple I mean 3 different ledgers that have kind of a few different shipping manifests that were going in and out of this area. You see 2 of them are actually for different areas in the north near a couple different forts, but one is for this specific area with a few different shipments that are said to specifically be heading to this fort and to other little small villages nearby. You see actually on this little third list they look to have crossed out 2 specific ones that had one had a currency trade, and it looks like is a little bit of writing next to it saying they got about 500 gold pieces from hitting this guy, and then the other one says it was a food caravan, and then it says like 2 weeks worth of food rations. Going through the actual supplies here, you look that either all of that gold is not here currently, it's with other people, or has been spent. Looking through their actual supplies, you find what appear to be maybe like 3-4 days max of essentially like rough dried potatoes with like tough jerky, like very basic shitty rations. So apparently they've went through a lot of this food, maybe stuff they found. You see there's a couple other ones, but it looks like maybe this list is actually slightly becoming outdated at this point. So some of these runs might have already happened.
I'll give Calamine all the documentation.
Okay. She kind of looks over it and thanks you, folds it up, and puts it into one of her pouches and or packs.
And I'll give her 100 of the 200 gold to split with her soldiers, and then I'll split the 25 gold each to us 4.
Okay. So someone remember when Brad gets back to let him know that he got 25 gold. Or I'll try to remember too. Rest of you get 25 gold. She accepts the 100 gold, puts it into her pack as well. Says it'll go right into paying them in.
Do I believe her? Or
You
is
want
she
an
gonna
inside checker?
Yeah, is she gonna pocket it all for herself? 18.
You believe her.
Okay, I believe it.
You'd think that if she was to try to pull a lie, she might just tell you to your face first. Okay. So, with that, as you guys essentially spend about an hour, you guys can take a short rest if you want, sitting here doing basic things. As she and her companion also kind of take a moment and rest up. A little bit of time passes. You see the orc woman kind of begin to stir a bit, and her eyes open ever so slightly. And Bassil, you notice that she does come to consciousness, but kind of like feigns herself falling back asleep. As the man that you beat down and tied up and choked out is appearing to not wake up just yet. He is pretty choked the fuck out. He is still actually fine, though, in health. He is pretty fucking hurt. Not as hurt as she was, because he wasn't down, but he's still up.
Is he snoring?
He's not snoring, actually. He has a very thin-framed body, you see, and he appears to be potentially malnourished in some ways. He doesn't have the luxury of needing to snore.
That chokeout seeming a little less epic now if he's malnourished.
I will point out to Kade. Kade, your guest is ready.
Are we gonna question her here?
Well, or no.
When
I go up this prayer. Kill it.
If we do this back at home base, then if there is an execution, it could be done public. And
Yeah, no, let's have a plan. Pull everyone off to the side which can't hear us.
So, who are you pulling off to the side? Like, everyone, or like not Calamine and her guard?
I'll pull Calamine, but I'll leave her guard and the one other guard to watch the prisoner.
So the
It's-
other
it's
guard's
only
gone.
the-
It's only the one guard in
Yeah.
every your group. So the one guard could stand there to watch the prisoner. If you're like, hey, can you watch her real quick? Well, yeah, I'll talk real quick. Yeah.
And then I'll
So all of you
position
kind of come off.
and I'll position myself where I can still see the prisoner.
Yeah. So Calamine's pretty much in front of you, kind of looking to you as she's like kind of cleaning up the last bit of her bandaging. He's like, yeah. So what do you want to do? What's the idea?
I agree with Kade. Let's take her back to town. But, let's talk about all the things that could happen all the way there to really demoralize her. Maybe she'll be more willing to spill when we get there.
we handle this the right way.
Okay. I like it, kind of. A little aggressive, but you see there's kind of a look in her eye of kind of understanding aggression to a certain extent. These people have hit a lot of...
Caucasian.
Yeah. No, we don't want people thinking that they can do this. That's right.
No, and we can't handle the punishment in the same barbaric ways that they do. We need to distinguish
Public
ourselves from them.
executions could become a thing again.
It's good
I
to
don't think
show
many people have done them.
what could happen if the men push themselves to something.
Anyways, I do agree that we should leave here immediately. Finish taking what you want from the place. Probably it'd be good to burn anything else down so that they don't have anything to come back to if there are any more. And I would say yes, we probably take these two prisoners with us back, in case there are any more bandits that might be coming here to attack us. So
What are their homes made out of?
just kind of like thatch. They're like essentially just woven with various different fabrics. Just kind of looks like very thick hemp to a certain extent was used to put these up.
Picture them kind of like treehousey.
Essentially, kind of.
That's some of my
I'm-
oil. So I don't
Yeah.
fire.
Say even as if Xavis wanted to, he could probably just light his hands on fire with firebolt and run them along it, or shoot a couple firebolts at them and light them on fire too if you guys want. Or you can douse them in oil and do that. Or if you want to go ahead and use a torch, that would work too.
Holy shit, I should get some oil. That sounds like a great idea.
That's what I got in the shop from the dead.
Yeah. So if you want to pour just a little bit of oil at the base of the two remaining ones, he could go ahead and light them up.
Yeah, I will. Of course.
You go. So you go over, pour a little bit of oil down, it soaks in. As Xavis, you just kind of blacken hands, toss a bit of fire at the base of each one. It quickly begins to catch and crackle upward as you find yourself ever so lightly cresting into the evening as the night sky begins to slightly darken.
It's time to go there.
Who's carrying the prisoners? You guys have one human man and one, looks like not a full orc, but a orcish woman. So both decently heavy, both wearing basic armament. Also, is anyone taking their weapons? If you kind of investigated,
as I could.
I was gonna say, if you investigated about the weaponry, you would have found 2 sets of daggers. You would have found a heavy crossbow. The other one was damaged. You would have found, I believe, the war axe I mentioned, the shortened war axe I mentioned. And that would probably be it. Almost everyone's armor would have been ruined by the 2, besides the 2 that you guys kept alive, and both of them had basic studded leather.
I think we can leave that behind.
So if you guys are you guys gonna disrobe your 2 prisoners, take their armor off, or are you gonna leave them with dignity? Because I figured you're taking their weapons.
They had underclothes on.
Do they have underclothes on?
Do you check either of them?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. So both of you kind of go to check. The man appears to have some basic, like, kind of briefs on, some, like, very old school brief underwear. No kind of shirt underneath his armor. The orc woman does not appear to have anything.
Gross.
Well, she does appear to be
What do you mean?
a bit. Welcome back. She appears to be
damn.
a bit more, like I said, rough.
Alright, we'll leave their armor. Fuck it. Take
And
it.
maybe this is how she got to the top of the food chain in this little group, you know, that kind of thing.
The stench.
Hey, if you put an enemy in a headlock and they can't breathe for more than one reason,
The stench of leadership.
I'm just saying. So, with that, you guys find yourselves heading back.
I'll carry the
Walker,
heavier.
so you carrying one, who's carrying the other? Anyone? No one? Alright,
Wait,
so
hold on.
I was gonna say, if no one steps up to it, Calamine's secondary guard, or her guard that's with her, would have went over and picked the man up.
Perfect.
Yeah. So she carries him over one shoulder. You carry the orc woman over your shoulder as you all make your way marching back. You guys find yourselves a decent hour journey back to the slight encampment area, where you find the slight remnants of what you all had to get out here. You guys effectively have 3 horses, 2 of them connected to a small wagon. One of them is Calamine's personal horse. She kind of mounts up and gestures for you to go ahead and put the 2 individuals kind of next to each other on the very back end of her horse if you want, or to go ahead and put them in the wagon. She does recommend at least put the leader up on here so that they're at least separated.
Yeah, we'll put the leader with Calamine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you put the leader up on the back end of her horse. She keeps an eye, and she kind of like pulls out in front of you guys as her guard walks over, slaps down the man in the back, as he is still passed the fuck out, by the way. Back kind of leaning him up as he is held up, as she kind of hops up in front, takes the reins, and gestures for all of you to go ahead and get up. As does anyone want to sit up front with her, or is everyone just getting in the back to kind of rest?
I'll sit up.
I'm just gonna walk alongside it.
Bassil sit up front.
Okay. So with that, you guys all take off and begin kind of traveling throughout the night. So as you guys are traveling through the night to get back to the place,
Is Calamine leading us? Is she like at the head of this little?
she's in the front. Yeah, she's essentially leading in front.
Okay.
As you guys you have a slight pace to you, of upkeep, but still at travel speed.
Okay. The
Is
goggles
there anything
do
you
go
guys
on.
are trying to? The goggles go on. That's
Yeah.
fair. Is there anything you guys are trying to do on your way back, or just everyone chilling, relaxing?
I'm
Right,
actively
Calamine.
watching.
Okay. So as Xavis says, you're kind of sitting in the back of the wagon, and Calamine about 10 or so feet up in front of you, kind of on her horse. Actually, probably about more 15, 20 feet ahead of you. Do you want to get out and go over to her and say something, or you want to just kind of yell up to her?
Kind of want to yell to her and just make sure everybody can hear. I just want to ask,
Okay.
you know.
You could easily like sit up on the edge of the cart, like next to Bassil and the other guard that are sitting there. By the way, no one's asked her name at any point, just in case you guys were wondering. She does have a name, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to probably find one real quick. That's why I just keep calling her Guard. But Calamine is up ahead of her, and you could give a slight, not yell, but just like a, hey, you know, over there.
Yeah. Hey, Calamine. What's the training regimen like for your warriors?
She kind of looks over her shoulder and slows her horse down as the cart comes up and kind of stays off to the left side for a moment. Well, we train the soldiers that are staying at the fort normally train at least 3 to 4 times a week at the fort on their off week, and then soldiers who are considered active that are going out on missions will normally only train maybe once or twice a week if they have off time that can be scheduled for training. We don't really have too much time to actually train even new recruits. We normally just try to keep new recruits at the fort so that they have time to practice before they head out, but it is what it is. We are strict then.
Okay. I think they need more training, but maybe not more, but better. We'll figure something out.
As you kind of say that, she has that moment in her face of like kind of nodding and agreeing with you at more, but then you said, well, not more, and she kind of stops and looks at you and you said, but better. And she just stares at you as the guard, like her personal guard, also like stops and looks over her shoulder, and they both look at each other and look at you.
Bassil chuckles for sure.
Not about you guys, you know. Just we did beat like 10 of your soldiers off in a little bit of a friendly little fight
yes,
yesterday.
I did hear about that. I do remember. Perhaps if myself or Kane were there, or maybe even say maybe Sasha here, or one of the other more combat experienced guards, then perhaps it wouldn't have went that way. If I do remember correctly from what I was told as well, you didn't beat all 10. They simply, half of them surrendered since they saw that they weren't going to be able to win.
Sounds worse.
Yes, maybe leadership is the secret to a flourishing army, but
She just kind of
I happen to
continues
think a different thing.
squinting at you at this fucking low-key shade.
You should come out there and show the troops.
Xavis, I would stop while you're ahead.
Wait. As Bassil says that, she kind of looks and then smiles slightly, almost like she has an idea. And you see she kind of like turns and looks forward with a slight smile on her face. I think that would be a good idea after we wrap everything up with these two. She kind of like pats towards the woman on the horse. I believe a training exercise between myself and Xavis here, and like kind of reaches out and pats her shoulder, would be a excellent morale booster to all of the troops. And she kind of like kicks her heels and whips the horse forward as she begins to pull back off towards the front.
I agree.
I give her a chuckle. No. I won't hold back, and I point my finger at her, you know, a little sly smile.
Not looking back. Oh, I won't either.
Quincy,
Mm-hmm.
while I'm sitting on the cart, I would like to reach into my pack.
Oh, you are cutting out, my dude.
I would like to reach into my pack and
All right, you reach into your pack.
grab that, that yellow yarn ball I had in there, that yellow one.
You grab a yellow yarn ball out.
Just hold
It's
it
not
out.
yellow from dye. It is yellow from
Hey,
aging. Was white.
I hold it up, kind of look at it in the moonlight, make sure it's nice and out,
It is.
and then, slowly start to put it back in the bag.
Hey, Walker. You're kind of off on the side, walking around. But notice one of your companions. It's on the cart. Walking around with something. Something looks like probably yours. Should be yours at least. Not his.
It's okay. I have mine. They're fun, aren't they?
You see him trying to put it back into the bag.
Bassil listens to Xavis as he's walking back. Listen, man, this is good for you. Now you have an in way.
A what?
An
Now I have a what?
And you have an in with Calamine either way now.
Oh, hell yeah. I wink at him.
If you lose with grace, man. If you win,
Um,
your respect, you got it. This is all you, man. I believe in you.
All right.
And I look to Sasha because she's sitting right next to me, and I like give her
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
nod.
As you're kind of talking to her, you see Sasha's kind of like she's taking her helmet off now, and you see she also, kind of similar to the orc woman, she has mostly shaven down sides on both. They come into a very tight, not top knot, but just a very back ball point, essentially, of not full ponytail, but like just a very small, tight top knot on the back of the head, almost.
Wait, they're shaved on the sides?
Yeah, completely shaved on the sides.
So she has like a mullet?
Mullet that's pulled into a like top knot on the back.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And not so much mullet in the aspect that it has like actual hair fraying up at the front. It's like all pulled like down flat, and it appears to be held back with some form of like actual twine or like basic yarn, basic fabric. Kind of similar to how the orc woman has her hair, except the orc woman's hair is much longer and not as pristinely shaved. Very, very difference in guard to bandit.
Sasha's a human, right?
Sasha, no, actually being able to take a decent look at her, you do see she appears to be potentially of some form of elven descent, but she does look like she has a little bit of age to her. Looks a little bit younger than Calamine, probably late 20s, maybe early 30s, as Calamine's probably mid 30s to late 30s. You see, she does have dark brown hair. Excuse me.
Bless you.
All these young.
Thank you. Very dark brown hair. A lot of people around here have dark brown hair. Funny, right? Has basic, like not light green eyes, but basic green eyes. Has no scarring on the face, but slightly weathered skin, and has a good tan to her. As she's been out the sun many of time. She has bits of scarring underneath, like kind of some of her armoring on the side, as she has like taken like her gauntlets, like forearm armoring off, as she's like slightly resting now, kind of relaxing, also going over like some of seeing, make sure she hasn't been hurt anywhere, that kind of thing. As you guys are kind of having this back and forth, she kind of looks all at you. The captain, she doesn't take duels very lightly. The way that we actually get this mark, and you see she kind of gestures to her right shoulder, and like I had said before, each one of Calamine's personal guards, the women with the pole arms that had the similar half masks that come closed in the front and like full mailed out armor, to the ones that were guarding the tower that appeared to be Kane's personal guard. The large difference between the two guard sets is that they have similar silvered out armor, but the women that work for Calamine apparently all have a red and black marking that is just kind of in a slight T shape with red marking inside it, more or less, with like slight black lines on the outside, just on the right shoulder as some type of marking of approval. And she kind of gestures to it. We can only really get these mark and become one of Calamine's actual elite guard if we not beat her in combat, but get her to a point where she's willing to admit that we can fight.
Huh.
As far as I know, I've never seen her lose a fight. The weakest situation I've actually seen her in is when we brought her back into camp a week, maybe 2 weeks ago at this point, when she did catch a very large crossbow bolt to the midsection, and did break through her armor and begin making her bleed out. Luckily, the priest had just rolled into town and was able to heal her and assist her at that time.
Well, that's good.
But that was after, as you see, there's almost like a little bit of fangirl in her. But that was after like a full day of chasing down, I think it was gnolls. And then we even ran into like a pack of, it was like mutated beasts. So, I mean, she is pretty impressive. I'd watch out if you're fighting her.
Well, I don't plan on fighting. I'm a coward.
She just kind of chuckles. I wouldn't say any of you guys are cowards per se.
Please, I let my friends go in.
Xavis, the wizard, the sorcerer, gonna fist fight.
He
So-
can do it.
With that, you guys find yourselves traveling throughout the
Fist
night.
fight? Well, hold on now.
You guys find yourselves traveling throughout the night. Mostly peaceful. There is a bit of moment where you guys find yourself in the early morning, where it's very dark out. That the orc woman kind of begins to fully come back to consciousness and like is slightly rested, and you see she kind of begins to like give Calamine some trouble, but Calamine just kind of holds her in place and just holds her as you guys continue forward. There's a moment where she like gets down and kind of rechecks the restraints to make sure she's tight, and the orc woman kind of tries to kick at her, but then she like takes an extra rope out and ties it around her legs and adds that tight onto the actual metal of the manacles holding her, and you guys continue forward unless
I
there's
can knock
anything.
her out if you want.
I think we'll be fine.
Oh shit.
We'll want to try to keep her. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I keep forgetting that you're a wild mage. Close. I was gonna say just a massive delayed reaction as Xavier stands up. Hey guys, I don't feel very. Just this massive fireball explosion just happens. Oh god.
Pukes a fucking unicorn.
Oh god.
Quincy,
I didn't
it's
know I could do
okay.
that one.
I have a shield.
It's true, you do have a shield.
I have a shield. I'm okay.
You guys eventually find yourself arriving the next morning in the early hours, all with a point of exhaustion, but back at the fort.
I look pretty good with
As-
the point of exhaustion, though, right?
As you all kind of pull back up for the sake of speed, Calamine effectively gets everything set up, gets the guards back. You guys find the other woman. She is there, the guard. She's doing fine. Got there a little bit before you guys and started resting, but now you guys effectively have these two people that have went and been locked up in the barracks' essential makeshift jail cell. They have a slight basement down there where they have more or less a few people bound up with either links to the wall, manacles to the wall, or rope, or effectively just sitting down there. You guys know that these two have been put down there, and both are linked to the wall as a little bit more dangerous individuals, and currently there are another two individuals down there that are also in manacles, but not linked to the wall, that are let to kind of walk around down here in this little basement area. But there's nothing else essentially in there. It's a very small, cramped, like barely even little makeshift storage room that is at the base of just one of the rooms, the barracks. That they can go be retrieved for questioning. If you guys would like to go ahead and take a long rest, you could find yourselves waking up about midday, or not about midday, sorry, about the evening of the day. Calamine herself does let you all know that she is going to retire and wake back up in the evening to go ahead and take care of some things, and at that time would be more than happy to assist you guys in interrogating the prisoners, or vice versa, handling whatever she needs to until you guys would like to go about that task. Or if you guys think you can handle it without her, she says feel free to go on to.
I'll go ahead and take a long rest.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So I'm
Quincy.
guessing everyone's taking a long rest.
Before Calamine takes off, I do leave the small little bundle of weapons that were collected from the bandits to her.
Okay, so it's two sets of daggers, a heavy crossbow, and the war axe. You see she takes a liking to the war axe specifically and kind of keeps it for herself for a moment, but then has a few guards come over and collect the rest of the weaponry and take it off to the barracks. And she goes to the blacksmith before she goes to sleep to potentially get a weapon sharp.
And now long rest.
Yeah, with that, all of you find yourselves rested. I believe the temp health disappears maybe after a long rest, maybe not. I might be wrong about that one.
Yeah, it does.
What
So,
temp
yeah.
health, Quincy?
Right, it is gone. You find yourselves all awaking, well rested in the inn. If you'd like to sleep in the inn, as all of you have free rooming, lodging for now. Which all of you find yourselves awaking to the slight chattering down below of a much more happy setting. Apparently, it appears people think today is a good day as you find yourselves in the eve of Friday.
I get my 5 barrels or 5 bottles of wine. So,
You actually finished all of those essentially 2 days ago.
oh, it's very late. I make. Oh, what can I make? I could make oil.
Could make some more oil.
Yeah, I think I might make oil to refill my stuff.
Okay.
That's what I do. 1 quart.
One quart is a good amount, to be honest.
For like a lantern, yeah, because that's on the floor. But it might.
All right.
And have the late breakfast, and I'll just wait for the rest of the party to get ready for the interrogation session.
Okay. As you all collect yourselves, I'm guessing, and find yourselves down below, you're greeted by a handful of different soldiers. The 2 women are actually there, the 2 elite guards, Sasha and her companion. They both thank you for your assistance the day before and are very grateful that you guys were there to assist because they believe Elna, the other woman, might not have made it if you guys weren't there to assist. So they greatly appreciate this assistance that you guys have given them.
It was a pleasure.
They say they look forward to meeting you again, and they both are actually going to come back to drink here in a little bit of time in case you guys are buying the guards drinks again. They will definitely love to get in on that, but are currently going and putting away their weaponry and armor. For the last time, they just wanted to come greet you guys after they finished resting. And you see they are not wearing their armor, they're wearing more casual clothing, but they do have like their spears on their back still, and both of them have their helmets underneath, and you can see they do have slight bits of armoring as if they were just doing something and maybe are going around to go get the stuff patched, shielded up, and all that other things. As a few other guards that were with you guys all come by and tell each one of you about how amazing the fight and combat that happened the day before was, and how amazing you guys were to defeat the bandits. You find yourselves a free breakfast and free drink if you would like it this evening, as you share the tavern with a few farmers, a few traders and travelers that appear to have come in and that are staying for the weekend potentially, and maybe more, and a few off-duty guards, along with the young man and young woman bartenders there. It doesn't appear the actual innkeeper woman is here currently, but these 2 who are serving everyone do appear to be here. So what would you guys like to do after you guys, have your nice little breakfast and everything? Or a late breakfast?
Is it interrogation time?
Could be.
Anything else?
Kade has,
I mean, really, any time is interrogation time.
Kade has his first sip of alcohol since he's been with you guys.
As you guys see Kade sit down for the first time, take up a tankard, and just
Aw,
And
that's
there's
finally relaxing.
there's a moment where he takes that sip and his eyes close, that, and then he sets it down.
there's a nice solidness to it.
Well,
You guys
shit,
done?
if Cade's
Oh yeah,
drinking.
Brad. You got 25 gold. Everyone did. Everyone did. You guys split some up, gave some to the Reinhardt forces, but that was what you guys got from that. So,
If Cade's drinking, I'm gonna drink too. I'll sit down next to him with a tankard.
Same.
I'm gonna say
anyone
something.
drinking to get sloshed, or just a nice drink?
Oh, I'll get buzzed.
Cade's having the 1.
Okay, anybody who'd like to get a little buzz, give me a Constitution save.
All right.
Basil will have,
Constitution save.
Basil, what?
Basil will have one.
Okay.
Be
Yeah.
there for interrogation.
You guys all find yourselves leaving sober, but one of you slightly buzzed, feeling pretty good. As a few guards shake your guys' hands on the way out, and kind of cheers you guys as you walk out. You do want to just go to the barracks and potentially speak with the individuals, or maybe try to get a room to speak with the person, or do you want to go find Calamine?
Xavis?
Right.
One more time?
Let me.
Calamine what, Bassil?
Calamine said she would be there, right?
She
Well, Calamine
she
said
had-
that she was going to go rest and then potentially continue her duties, or if you guys wanted, you could come find her and she would be a part of the interrogation.
Xavis?
Or we could do it ourselves.
Xavis?
She said you could do it yourselves if you would like to, but she'd be more than happy to be a part of
We
it.
could do it. We get our own shit done.
Okay. So with that, you guys all go from one building to the next. As you walk into the barracks, there is a young guard, kind of has his helmet on, short sword attached. You see he's kind of like adjusting his actual breastplate slightly back and forth. He sees all of you approach. He kind of stops and kind of walks over to the front door. Excuse me, you guys have business in here by any chance? This is the barracks. I don't know if you guys are just travelers coming through, but the inn is next door.
Kade just walks right past him.
As you kind of go to push past him, he kind of reaches out and grabs your arm. Excuse me, friend. I was just trying to get you, as another guard kind of comes up, puts his arm down on him. You see it's the actual man with the spear, who was a other kind of sergeant, potentially trying to find himself to be a lieutenant, that you had spoken with before and you guys had gotten into the brawl fight with. Kind of grabs his arm, and the guy's like, "Oh, Sergeant, I did," and he just kind of turns him and like pushes him through the door, and he just gives you a nod before walking past all of you.
The
Thank you.
nod
As
is
you see
returned.
this potential new guy, and you say thank you, he gives you a nod as well, as he just continues dragging the new guy off. Here's that guy's probably gonna go get some of that training you guys have recommended.
I should have gotten sloshed.
So, with that, you guys kind of walk in. A nether guard comes up to you guys. Oh, well, I see it's all of you. Well, all four of you. Is there something we can help you with here?
I'd
You guys
send
need some
everyone out for a
soldiers?
drink.
He kind of
What?
looks around. You see there are effectively this immediate area is similar to the tavern entry area, but it's set up with all like tables and like wooden lockers and like drawers and like armor dummies and like a few dummies in like kind of the more open area. And they're using it as like a basic like makeshift combat like slight training, slight storage area, and then it has that same like staircase nooked area that heads up into what potentially is barracks rooming up above, and then has another slight little outcropping that goes down and goes into that potential basement area that you guys talked about before. It looks like there is also a small little mess hall kitchen where that same little back door area was before, but they don't actually have anything obscuring it. There's just people walking in and out, and you see there's like two normal like kind of commoner cooks back there kind of cooking. You can see them walking back and forth, bringing out different types of food. Everyone here is essentially I'm a lieutenant, by the way. All the people here are more or less on active duty. We're essentially to train, feed ourselves, keep all of our weapons and equipment in high condition, and as the lieutenants like myself need more men for different jobs, or if a sergeant's one of his men does get hurt, come back here, change people out, essentially tell people what needs to be done, what type of training they need to do that day, vice versa. Or if the captains have any immediate orders they need done, then one of us lieutenants or sergeants can come back here and bring people out to go meet with the captains and go on that expedition.
You're a little
Or
long-winded,
rise to an
aren't you?
event. That's how I became a lieutenant, to be honest.
Well, things might get a little bit loud downstairs.
Oh, well, I believe there are two prisoners down there that you four are going to be dealing with. If you guys would actually like, we have kind of looks over his shoulder upstairs. One room that's kind of cleared out, doesn't have anything in it. We can take a couple chairs and a bench, maybe. Anything else you potentially would need up there, and the walls are pretty thick.
Sounds perfect.
You guys want the woman and the man up there, or just the man?
Let's start with the man.
Okay. I'll go ahead and have one of my boys go ahead and have him up there. Go ahead and bring you guys up seats, all four of you, or what? Just one per person.
I have something else I need to take care of.
Do you just turn and like walk away?
I'm gonna go find the new guy.
Okay, so you head back out and go look for him. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. But as he's like, oh, okay. So to the three of you, then, do you all three need chairs? Anything else? What do you need?
Yeah, I'll take a chair.
Okay. So one chair for the person. Anything else? You guys want some water?
Is there any place for fire, small coal fire, anything?
Oh God.
In the kitchen, we have some. We have a coal fire burning. We use it to normally cook pot of soup on. But we can go ahead and take a couple coals out, maybe put them on a tray, or eat something up if you need it on it.
I would need
Or
that.
you think it.
What are you thinking?
Or he kind of even you see him slightly gesture to the
He
dish.
kind
He just
of
walk
tilts
off
his
if
head
you
when
want.
he says, "What do you need it for?"
Or I mean, if you want to, feel free to go to the hearth in the kitchen and feel free to use the fireplace there. Hey, listen. What we've been told, more or less, is you guys are on our side.
We are.
We don't have a lot of allies here. What do you need to get what you need done? And as long as it's not breaking any laws, or it's not something that a lieutenant like myself or one of the captains wouldn't deem necessary in that time, then we'd be more than happy to. Besides the few things that we can't spare, of course, like men and other things, of course, you all know.
I'll need a thin towel.
A what?
A thin towel.
Okay.
Cloth. A couple
Okay.
buckets of water.
Okay.
Oh shit! Here we go.
A couple
Hey guys, we're
of
playing a good guy campaign. Maybe.
Hey, hey, torturing
Bassil-
evil,
Is Bassil saying anything about this? Is Cage just starting to list this shit off?
dude.
a couple of daggers, and a couple of heated coals on a tray.
It's just the implication, right?
This is the dude that got butt hurt that I looked in a box.
This is.
Hey, these guys are evil. Cade's that divine justice kind of old Bible shit, you know? So, he kind of looks at you for a moment, and then kind of looks down, and you see there's an internal thought. He kind of just gives you a nod. He walks off for a moment, goes, and you see talks with a couple different men, and they kind of all separately get up and go to different places. You see two of them begin taking a few things upstairs before the lieutenant and another man come back with the human man that you'd seen before. He has all of his armor taking off. He has some basic pants that they appear to have given him, but no shoes, and they put a slight bag over his head as they drag him upstairs. Lieutenant comes back down. All right. Well, I got everything up there in the room second on the left. I got one man standing outside it. Just feel free to go ahead and head up there. He'll let you in and lock the door behind. If you guys need to go ahead and be let out, just knock on the door twice. He'll go ahead and let you out.
Okay. Thank you.
Gives you a nod, and he kind of turns and goes and sits back down with his men. So, all three of you heading up.
Yes.
Jared?
Yeah, set up.
All right. So, all three of you head up the staircase. Find yourself up into a bigger hallway than the one before that also turns to the very end and goes up another slight little staircase. You see this building appears to be ever so slightly bigger. Like I said, it has that full 2 stories with what appears to be a slight attic, compared to the other one being probably more like 1.5 with a slight attic. They lead you to, you see the room on the left that has one guard kind of standing out. He gives you both a nod and kind of unlocks the door and swings it open. As all three of you head in, Walker, you are just searching around. You are trying to find where that guy went. You're crawling around the walls. It's a struggle, but you think you'll find him with enough time. If you have a backup plan of what you would also like to do, by the way, Walker, if you end up not being able to find him, feel free to type it out and let me know. You three, though, find yourself walking into a basic wooden room, basic bedroom, slightly bigger than the ones that you've been sleeping in, with the tied up young man, thinned, sitting shirtless with pants, shoeless, to a stool. There is 3 chairs brought up here, actual chairs with a little back, very wooden basic chairs though, but nicer than the stool he's sitting on, as the stool is like a half stool even, so his legs kind of come up slightly to his chest even. Just very sitting down on the floor. Still has the bag on his head, appears to have some type of binding behind him, holding his arms bound together, but nothing appears to be binding his legs together, but just his arms like kind of tightly held behind his back, as he still has like this kind of like shitty potato sack on his head. You see on the right of him a small like coffee table with 2 buckets of water, a thin cloth, and a plate with what look like to be 4 hot coals and 1 kind of shitty iron dagger at the edge of the table, at the very edge.
I'd like to head over and take the sack off his head.
Okay. So you walk over and take it off as his eyes kind of blink out and he kind of adjusts himself. As you guys kind of close the door behind you, it becomes dim-lit in here. You see there is no current light sources in here immediately. There is just the bits of light that is coming in from the door behind you and ever so slightly like reflecting around in here. And ever so slight glow coming from the coals on the tray. So as it's kind of dark in here, he kind of squints and is looking around, kind of trying to make each of you out. As you see, he's some form of dark, shaggy hair that kind of just flops to the side, slightly obscuring his face and head, but still short enough that it doesn't really obscure his face. Just kind of slightly in his eyes and down by his ears. Appears to have young features, human. Doesn't appear to have any form of elvish features on him or halfling features. Appears to be about 5'10", 5'11". Not too tall, but tallish. Very thin, looks to be maybe 150, 160 at best, you know. Maybe, probably even closer to 140.
Boy.
Kade's gonna make eye contact with the man that he choked out. See if there's any, spark of remembrance there.
There's a quick moment where he kind of stares back at you, kind of leans back, looks around to the 2 other individuals in the room, but then looks back at you, and you see there's like a kind of widening of his eyes as he recognizes you.
Alright, and I'm gonna head back to Xavis. And
Okay.
I'm gonna lean in closely to whisper to him and say,
Alright.
today you'll be the good one. No, go.
Oh,
Ask him
I'll try.
all the important questions, and if he doesn't give, and if he gives you an answer you don't like, let me know. And
Only
then-
I had some sort of electricity.
And Cade's gonna post up on the wall.
Okay. As
Alright.
Cade, do you want to set like a right wall, left wall, a door wall?
What kind of
Door wall.
information are we looking for before he
Door wall. Okay.
goes to the wall?
Let's start simple. How many people he's killed? Based on
Alright.
How many people what?
he's killed. Then, how long has his people been in that area?
Bassil, just to check, what are you doing during all of this in this room? Are you like standing next to them, or are you standing over by like the table? So to give you paint a picture, the man is more or less, let's say, sitting like right here, right? The table is off to his left, right here, and the door you guys came in is right here. You guys are all kind of like right here, as Cade and Xavis are kind of off on the right, talking to each other.
I'm sitting in my chair eating a ration. A snack.
Okay. Are you just like staring at him?
Yeah, I'm just lie detector basically.
Okay, so as you kind of just pull, how far away do you want to sit? This is probably about like a roughly, it's like the size of like a basic room, like a basic like in room. You think?
I'll sit 5 feet.
Yeah, so probably like 5 by 5 roughly, maybe 5x8, a little bit bigger. So basically a 5x5 room.
Before Xavis heads up, though, he's like, I forgot something. And Kade's gonna turn around, walk up to the man, and just uppercut him with as much force as he can, trying to knock him on his back with the stool.
Okay, so essentially he also is sitting on the stool, and there's maybe like a half a foot behind him in the back wall.
Oh, then he's gonna hit wall.
Probably. And
Ouch.
Bassil is sitting like essentially just a couple feet in front of him, as you two are ever so slightly behind him, as this is like, you probably have like 8 feet along this long wall and 5 feet along this little back wall that he's against. So as Bassil, you're kind of like staring at him, he's like looking over to them, and then he like looks over to you for a moment, and he like goes to like whisper something. He's like, hey, can you like, hey, can you help? And then he like sees Kade like look back toward him, and he like looks up. Hey man, I don't have anything. Go ahead and make an athletics check or a unarmed strike. Kade just walks over to him, and you crack as his fist just slams up, like smashing the teeth together of the man as he was mid-sentence, sending him slightly backward, kind of like hitting his head on the wall as the stool like falls back with him, kind of catching him against the wall, leading him back forward as he just
Whoa,
spits
Kade.
on the ground.
Take a bite of cheese.
That was
Holy
for,
moly, man. Why
That
don't
was
you go
for the
ahead and
woman
take
you
a step
stabbed.
back? You've obviously had a bit too much to drink today. Why don't you take a step back and let me do the talking?
Kade takes steps back and goes along with it.
Take a step back as the guy kind of just, he's not spitting blood, he just spits everything, like all the spit, saliva out of his mouth. He's like, just kind of adjusting his mouth. Just,
He's still sitting in that chair, tied up?
He's still sitting in the stool. He like fell back, hit
Stool,
the wall,
okay.
moved forward. Bassil is the one. Bassil's the one sitting like essentially slightly off to the left, like almost
Right.
next to the table. Like kind of off to the table, like a couple feet in front of him, just sitting in like one of the chairs, like sitting back. Are you sitting there smoking your pipe too, or are you just eating the ration?
Yeah.
Okay. As you see, he's like eating a piece of jerky before he like wipes his mouth like a gentleman and just kind of, as there's a light bit of like tobacco air. in the
I
room.
blow it in the dude's face.
As you
Take
just,
a knee.
he kind of like.
I'll take a knee in
So there's
front of
two
him
more
and
chairs
ask him.
too. You can use a chair
Oh.
if you want, but you don't have to.
Yeah, okay, I'll pull up a chair.
Okay,
a
you
chair.
slide
and
a
I'll
chair up on him on the other side.
Sit on it backwards, like the cool principal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll look at him, I'll go, you okay? You bleeding or anything?
No.
Why don't you tell me your name?
Kind of looks up at you. Looks over towards Kade. Looks towards Bassil. Anders.
Anders. Mr. Anders. Well, Mr. Anders, do you have a last name?
Kind of looks at you. Spits down on the ground again. Smith.
You pulled that one out of your ass, didn't you? Oh, shit, nice. Alright.
Do you say that to him? You pulled that out of your ass?
Yeah, actually, let me do a insight check, because that does sound
Go
pretty
ahead.
fake.
Go ahead.
Alright. Oof.
Well, lucky for you, he's even worse. You get the gist that he's probably telling you the truth, and as you kind of say that, he looks up at you. Well, bastard's got to have a last name somehow.
Yeah. So you're a bastard? What happened to your dad, Anders?
Gives you a shrug. Life.
Well, life does happen. What
Life
can you
happens.
tell us about your friends in the woods over there?
Kind of looks down, looks around. Give me a persuasion check. With advantage. And Bassil, what were you about to say?
Oh, I said life's happening right now for him.
Kind of looks over to you. I fucking doubt it. Probably dead. Well, my friends, as you so call them, not really my friends. Most of the people I'm with. That's about it. I don't know what too much you want to know about them.
Well, how long have you been with them? Do they have a name?
Suppose. Brethren. You know, kind
Brethren.
of like brethren, but brethren.
Yeah.
Call ourselves bandits. Pretty straightforward. We're not liars. We know what we are. We know what we do. Life's shit.
How many people have you killed, Anders?
Kind of looks down. Apparently not enough to be good in the group, so only a few.
Inside check.
Go ahead.
18.
Jesus. Cannot roll below negative fucking 16.
I can't roll below an 18.
Oh my god. You're getting kind of a hard beat on him this time. It's a little more difficult to tell if he's telling the truth or not, but we figure he probably knows a little bit more how many people he's killed, but it's probably not too many at least. But it doesn't seem like it's something he's really like, oh shit, I'm a mass murderer. But he's probably dodging the question a little bit here.
Just a nobody, huh? Someone that they'll just throw under the bus.
Mm-hmm. Are you saying this, or are you just asking me?
Oh, I'm saying that. You know, you're.
Yeah, he's
we
like,
have her. She's gonna give you up.
kind of looks at you for a moment, looks back to Xavis. Bullshit.
I've dealt with like that before.
Is that a request?
For what?
Bullshit. I can go get you some right now. Or you can keep talking.
All right. If you really do have Ramira down there, then, well, I guess I don't have too much to be afraid of. It's pretty simple. We're a group. I think there's about 10, maybe a bit more. I know there's not 15 of us, but maybe between 10 or so. It's hard to keep track. A lot of us go missing for a bit. Sometimes don't come back. Sometimes come back with new people. It's kind of how we recruit. If you know one, they like you, they think you won't fuck us over, you're in. It's not the best fucking job in the world. As you can kind of hear his stomach growl a little bit as he kind of... But sometimes it did pay really well. Sometimes it did give us a lot of good stuff. Obviously, all of my shit's gone now, as he kind of looks down at himself. But I did what I could.
You ever thought of serving your time here?
You mean losing my head?
Get a full belly here.
Oh, you mean as a soldier? You're not letting me join.
You don't know that.
Fairly desperate for men out here.
It's certainly better than getting, killed by a bunch of other soldiers.
Could be
you
that
know.
or the hang.
Why don't you give me a persuasion check with advantage? Since you're both doing so good. So he kind of stops and he looks at the ground, thinks it over. Kind of feels his jaw still. There's a little bit of a crack as he yawns it out. Sure enough. I mean, my arms aren't broken. My eyes aren't gone. I can still shoot a bow. Hold a sword, dagger. Fighting for one group's just as good as fighting for another, I suppose.
Precisely. And I mean, if there's only 10 people in your bandit group, then and I turn over to Kade, who's putting his dagger in the coils to sort of get his attention over there, just in case he hasn't been paying attention to that, I ask Kade now, how many did we kill over there?
I did not see Kade doing that. So yeah, Kade does do that, and he also didn't notice Kade doing that. As Kade now looks over, and there's like the dagger starting to like slightly glow as it's like pushed between them. He asked you how many you guys killed.
I think I missed one.
He just a big gulp. Kind of looks towards you, Bassil. Hey man, you seem like you're
Yes.
probably the reasonable one here. I'm just doing orders, you know, like the guards you guys work. I'll help you guys as much as I can. I don't really know much. I know the woman down there, if you guys really do have her, she's a bastard as hell. But she was our group leader. She was the one that reports back to whoever the hell is above her.
You could give us
there's
her
only
full
10 of
name.
us here. I don't think she even has one.
Does she have a title, maybe? Nickname?
Seemed kind of.
Or does she just go by Romero?
Well, I think there was something.
Was that her
They
brother
called
we
her.
killed? Husband,
I
mate.
think it was a longtime friend, close. Could have been something like that, but
His name?
I never saw him get close. I didn't know his name. He was much newer. Like I said, you bring someone in. She was our leader. Past. I don't know.
Kade starts clicking
so
his
months.
tongue and moving the dagger a little bit.
Hey, come on. Listen, I've only been with them, like you said. Yeah, you guys wanted answers, here are answers. I've only been with them for probably 2 years. We've been staying in this area for the most part. Groups dwindling and growing between 5 to 15. We never get more than 15 because then the guards, he kind of gestures with his head like to himself, and the whole situation normally come down pretty hard on us. Before that, we just run about the roads, find places to lay low, any villages we can find a place to stay in, we do. Any people we meet on the road, we hit. Pretty simple. Take what we can, sell what we can. Pretty much what you think. She's been with the group the whole time. I knew another guy, Smitty. He was pretty good with 2 hook blades until the guard put a crossbow bolt through his head. So he's gone. Brought me on though. Was a good childhood friend of mine. Sucks to see him dead, but life. Been following her for the next year since that. She brought that guy on no more than a week ago.
Kade's
Don't
gonna
really know
approach
who
him.
he was. Oh, come on. Come on. What am I doing?
And he's gonna
What do you
pick him
want me
up.
to say? Looking at
And
you,
slam him
Bassil,
back
looking
against
past
the
him.
wall.
What do I say? You slammed him against. Oh, okay. Looks towards you, Xavis. Come on. Just what do I?
Stop
what?
talking.
He stops.
You
Go
stop
ahead and give me an
conscious.
intimidation check, actually. With advantage. Are either of you doing anything? Or are you just guys like, okay, Kade's in a mood?
Actually, I want to ask him one more question, so I'll sit down. You know, I'll look at him. It's good that you stopped your rambling. I just have one more question. Do the Brethren Bandits have any affiliations with any other groups, or would you happen to have any information on any of them that you could give me?
He like kind of stops and thinks for a second. I only know that they stay in the north. Try not to go too far south, too far east. Get away from too much of civilization, but just stay far enough north that it's a little easy. I don't think we have any other friends. I do know there are more groups, other places. I hear supposedly we have an actual building or like hideout somewhere, but it might just be bullshit. I figured we were just random groups that strung about together under a similar name. So maybe if we ran into each other on the roads, we wouldn't kill each other. He's just kind of held up against the wall, kind of speaking out of the side of his mouth.
Do you still have a
All right.
conscience?
That's
He just looks to you, Bassil, the moment you speak with pleading eyes.
If he doesn't answer, Katie's gonna slam him against the wall.
What did Kade ask him?
Do you still have a conscience?
As he goes, as you slam him in the wall, he's, oh. I mean, listen, man, I don't kill kids, okay? That's what you're asking. I
Did
live
he-
my life.
has he never killed a kid?
Insight check.
I think I've gotten everything I need from this guy.
You see the look in his eye tells you that he's not a kid killer. But you definitely think from the introspection you've deemed of this guy, he's someone who thinks life's a little bit harder, and kids probably aren't kids as long as you and I would say kids are kids.
Oh.
So teens, you know, he might think would probably be
Up for the chopping
adults.
blocks?
They would be young adults to him.
Well,
The moment
my
he
guess
says,
is
I don't kill kids, I immediately say, Bassil.
The human lie detector test.
he's not really lying.
Yeah. I mean,
You're very quick
everyone's got a shit life.
to change banners. Yes, everyone does have a shit life. And everyone has choices to make with their shit life. And you chose to kill people.
Well, you killed my friends.
Killing murderers? Is that the same as killing innocent people trying to make a living?
You see him, he's like, he's kind of like looking down at you. Well, who's to say each person I've killed wasn't already a murderer?
You
weren't
seem-
there.
You seem to try and put yourself in this little pocket where you try and make yourself believe that everything you do is right. Now let me ask you one question. Should they give you a chance to sign up with them? Become a soldier, become, the people that have been shooting crossbow bolts at you. Would you leave them at the first chance you got?
Well, if they feed me, and I think I'm not gonna die here, then
It's a yes or no question.
I stuck with the band.
It's a yes or no question.
No.
Bassil.
18.
You think to how he kind of said 18. You think to how, I just can't lie. Oh god, this is rough. I used to that shit a lot in my campaigns. Damn it. So you think to the idea of who this man is, and the idea crosses you that he stayed with a very questionable group for at least 2 years. So as long as the Lion's Hand can provide him with a remotely better life, he will most likely very much stay put.
I believe it's worth giving him a shot. They'll probably start you out with a latrine.
Kade just tosses him down to the ground, off the stool.
He kind of just tries to roll and pick himself up, pushing his head.
Kade
against
turns around, then turns back around and gives him a good kick to the gut.
Oh, go ahead and roll me a d20 with advantage. He's on the. So go ahead and roll 2 d20s real quick.
Does the guard come back with a hot meal?
Did you send him off to get a hot meal?
I did.
Okay. At that moment, Kade, you kind of just spin around and kick into his center gut as he slams up against the wall. He's like, oh, spits out some as he just wrenches as you feel nothing break, but definitely some bruising happens. By the way, Walker, essentially the whole time they're doing this going over the course of like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. After that 45-minute mark, you just ever so slightly find, as you're scaling along the outside wall at a top point, the man that got dragged out with that sergeant and 2 other guys out in like the front with another sergeant and another set of squad, all doing a very, very arduous physical workout with all of their armor on and weapons. Yeah. You see that he's even slightly off to the side and it appears to have like an extra pack put on him, almost like he's in some form of punishment.
Ooh.
At this time, though, Kade, you kind of kick him and he's just like, laying there on the ground. As you kind of turn around for a moment, the door then and kind of swings open as the guard kind of leans in for a second and has like what looks like a hot bowl of soup with like a wooden spoon and like a glass of water. You wanted this?
You're in Bassil's care now.
As he like gestures to you, Bassil, as he tries like hands it out.
I take it and I set it in front of the prisoner.
As the prisoner kind of like pulls himself, pushing up against the wall, kind of leans his head against you. As you kind of put it down in front of you, you see there's a slight smile to his face as he like pulls his hands and he's like, as they're both still tied in a rope behind him as he looks down at the suit.
Do you have manacles, guard?
We don't really have too many to spare, to be honest.
That's
We
fine.
take him out with a slot.
I cut the rope and I leave his hands like tied together, but I let him front.
Okay. So you can like kind of slightly cut it and give him enough room with it that you can pull him up underneath his legs as he then begins slightly eating the soup. As you guys kind of all, if any of you head towards the door, the guard kind of asks you, so what are we, what's the plan with him? Everything good to go? Gonna go put him back downstairs? What?
Keep him here for now in prison, jail. We'll talk to the captain about perhaps putting him to work. You're short-handed, definitely.
I'll start to head out the room,
Okay.
but before I leave, I'll look at him and I'll say, well, Mr. Anders, thank you very much for your cooperation, and I hope you have a good time as a soldier in the future. If there's any other information that you might be able to present, it wouldn't hurt you. And I'll head out.
The woman down there.
Yeah?
She's one hell of a fighter. You want to keep her locked up tight.
It sounds
Or
like
dead.
useful information. Well,
She's not
first,
gonna work for you.
I
won't.
figured.
She won't.
She'll probably hang.
Would she work for you?
See, he spits out some soup. Fuck no.
But would she cooperate with you?
She'd
Would she
kill
talk
me.
to you?
She'd rip my throat out.
Well, here, theoretical situation.
She'd
I'll
kill
put
me
my hands out.
every time.
Theoretical situation where you're
Theoretically, she would kill me every
you're
single
both
time.
chained up.
She would break the chains and kill me.
Why? You worked with her, didn't you?
Yes, but I've now turncoated.
Well, she doesn't know that, though. So take the moment to think about this. She doesn't know that you've turncoated. Would
You
she
sure?
work with you? Oh, I'm very certain.
Xavis.
I guess I do work under her. Been under her for like 2 years. Yeah.
Yes, Kate?
He's gonna be returning to his cell with a full belly and maybe a single bruise to his name.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Kind of like
thinking of
lifts his
actually
hands
sending
up
him
to
down
his
there.
face. Fucking more than one bruise.
Cade looks to him and he kind of tilts his head.
Kind of looks down at his soup and continues eating it.
So,
Anything else?
unless we send him back a little bit more beat up, which I'm sure our new friend would
Just
not
stops.
like.
Looks up. Oh, fuck no.
Oh, but he's fine. Let's go talk to our other guest.
Thank you. At this time, Walker, you kind of find yourself walking back in as one of the guards, the lieutenant that was like speaking to everyone. He kind of looks at you. Oh, They're still upstairs.
Hmm.
So you can like start heading up there if you want to, or you can just chill out and wait for them. With that, you three, do you guys want to head out of the room, talk to him a little bit more, tell the guard anything? Because right now you guys are doing all this in plain sight in front of one of the guards, conversing back and forth with them too.
I'll just wait. Did you
I don't
ever ask
believe
for the
you ever
card's name?
asked the random guard's name.
I have an idea for this one.
He looks at you. Oh, it's Rico. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we'll keep her locked up. No food. Fair enough. Yeah, a couple days. Like wait a couple days. She's pretty big. I don't think she'll starve. Kind of just staring at you. Well, give her water and shit. Like, we're not gonna let her die. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, you don't feed prisoners a ton. That's what you do. Yep. What? You guys beat the shit out of this guy just a second ago. Okay, don't start judging me. All right, I know what's going on. We do shit, get shit done. Okay. He's like looking really offended, like looking at you, looking you up and down, like what? Like what? To do this job, okay? Why do you think I was the one asked to stay at the fucking door? All right. All right. So I'm gonna go take him back down there. We won't fucking mess with her. So you guys come back. We want to talk to her. We'll probably have at least one room open. We normally can't have two of these rooms. So if you
long-winded and defensive.
He sighs and just turns and goes, picks up the guy, just fucking starts dragging him off. Okay.
I have an
so you guys
idea
see
for
that Walker is
the
down
lady.
in the front room as you guys all begin heading down the stairs.
Hey, Walk.
Hello.
What do you do?
I went to check on that guard.
Oh, the hanging.
He's definitely being hazed. That's exactly my thoughts on it too.
I think we're done for tonight. Or at least I am. Bassil?
Oh,
And what?
you're not gonna question the lady?
Actually,
Okay,
I'd like
yeah.
to question the lady. I have an idea.
We could give it a few days. After she has
We chain her up a little extra,
After she
and I could
hasn't
disguise
eaten.
myself.
Do we have the days to spare though?
I mean, effectively, you guys don't have anything you need to do immediately. Also, time-wise, you guys are in just about midday of this Saturday morning. So you guys got back that Friday after... You got back that Friday morning... Wait. Yes, never mind. Sorry. My apologies. It is Friday evening, currently, as you guys got back Friday morning, have slept the entire day, are now long rested, have now interrogated the one man, and effectively you don't have anything that you guys have promised to do with anyone, but I don't believe. You guys do know about a few other things that are going on potentially in the next week or so, but no exact dates. You'd have to go talk to either captain, lieutenant, or somebody about that happening.
And we did take a bunch of gold and say we'd get this trade set up.
Well, we already sent
That is
word.
true.
We already sent word though.
With who?
Didn't
You guys
Bassil,
didn't send shit.
didn't you send a letter to him?
Bassil, that was his
That was-
personal shit.
That was personal.
Oh, okay.
You guys did effectively get a ton of gold and make a agreement with the Lion's Hand force at Netherwood Fort that you would attempt to set up some form of
Trade route?
trade line or potential haul here that would bring them supplies, and also you spoke about some type of recruitment for either traders, merchants, or even people willing to sign up for guards.
Well, this is where we would also kind of broach that topic of if we find, willing prisoners from any lands that we come by, could we bring them by and do the same thing that we're doing with
you
this
could
guy?
definitely go tell them that. Like, so we got 2 prisoners down there. This is our first contribution.
And, you know, see if they would be open to, you know, kind of the Night's Watch shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, shit, they might be.
Crimes are forgiven, but you have to serve.
Davis, I think you would be best to deliver this to your favorite captain.
Well, I really want to interrogate the orc lady.
I mean, you guys technically can. You still have the knight. The lieutenant is there and effectively could get something arranged again. Sorry, Bassil.
Would y'all like to hear my plan?
Yeah.
So, I can disguise myself and make my voice sound like Anders there. He mentioned that they may have a hideout, and I may be able to get that information from Mara.
But isn't Anders being sent down right now?
Anders is being sent down.
there.
He shouldn't be sent down to the same place that the orc is.
Yes, they were. You know that they are held in an area where they both can see each other. You guys could quickly see the guard Rico, who is taking him away, and tell him not to do it if this is what you're wanting to do. Because he was
That is
under the
exactly what I
assumption
want to do.
you run over to him, grab him. He's like, "Don't do this," and he's like, "You know what? I'm starting to fucking dislike you guys." Before he drags the guy back, he's gonna be in this fucking room then, all right? So if you bring that other bitch up here, it's 2 of them in the goddamn room. Throws the guy back in the room. Just eat your fucking soup. Slams the door.
I have a better idea, and Rico, I can actually use your help.
Rico just stops. He's looking at the door, looking at you, looking at the ground. All right, what you need?
Leave him in that room, and I'll disguise myself as him. You put me in the cell next to the orc lady, and be a little rough with me, and I'll pretend to be him, feign that I haven't said anything, all that kind of stuff, and then get the information from her of where their last hideout is.
Now, double check your spell, Disguise Self. Is taking damage?
No.
I figured if Behemoth
Yeah,
might be a
duration
little
1
rough,
hour.
was like toss him into the cell and tell him, fuck you, this and that.
To be
Well,
fair,
that's
though, he
what
just
you
talked shit to
guys
this
think.
guard,
That's what you guys think, right?
and you just
Like,
gave him a
that's-
free pass to hit you. Like, what you
Yeah.
mean?
I was gonna say his eyes immediately perked up when you were like, "You could be rough with me." And he was like, stops, thinks. He looks. He like locks the door. He takes the key and he turns to you, Kade. Here, for the door. You make yourself look good. Take it down.
Cade's gonna reach to his pocket,
He
take
takes
out
out
5
like
gold.
a set of a rope, like
Eh.
ready to go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Cade's gonna give him 5 gold and lean in to Rico and say, little extra rough.
He takes the 5 gold and looks at it. A little bit more than that.
For him?
No. Takes it. He's like, "I'll be as rough as I want." Looks back towards him. Remember, 5 gold is like 5 copper.
5 gold is like 5 copper?
Yeah.
50 gold would be a better.
50 gold would be like silver.
He's getting 5. I would take that to
He's
be a
just
little
not
extra.
too impressed.
Give him like a 5 pennies. Here.
He could buy himself a drink, you know, a couple drinks, maybe. But he does not appear to be too impressed. But so it takes you an hour. Wait, how long does it take you to get yourself ready? You just do it.
I just do it. It's duration 1 hour, casting time 1 action.
Okay, so you just you turn yourself.
Right.
With, wild magic.
And then I'll be using minor illusion to change my voice to the sound of Anders.
I'm not sure if that's how that works.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to be able to use. Oh shit! I gotta be able to say shit, don't I? Oh fuck.
So
Well, no.
normally, you would have you'd have a feat or something that allows you to mimic people's voices,
Act
No,
or
I
you
don't
have a
have that.
spell that allows you to change your voice.
Actually, you
Oh,
only
yeah.
need somatic for that one.
She's probably.
Somatic and material, right?
Oh yeah, somatic.
But he has a pocket. Well, yeah. You
probably
could
not
take a
one.
I could have a bit of fleece in my hand, with
hand
my
as
hand
you go
shackled
down.
or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. But that means you're only going to be able to speak for 60 seconds with her.
At a time.
Well, if you're going down there looking like him, all disguised up, Well, actually, disguise self, you could make yourself look like you were in shackles without being in shackles.
That's true. That's
Because
true.
technically,
Actually,
when you use disguise self, everything under the disguise can be completely different. So on your
Right.
body, you could just be touching like a part of yourself, but it could be the actual component.
Well, hell, I could just use silent image and minor illusion while like away from them, and like not even actually even be there in the first place. But silent image is kind of see through.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably not so convincing. You also wouldn't be able to hear what the silent image is being told.
Right.
So, what's your idea here? What's your plan here? You can also effectively attempt to make a performance check to mimic his voice each time.
All right.
And
Well,
I
how
would
about
say,
this?
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and cast disguise self
you gotta look like Anders.
and look like Anders, and I'll go
Shape
ahead.
yourself into a slightly shorter, thin human male.
Right. And I'll do the performance check. See if I can.
Okay, so
Go
give me a base performance check right now. I don't know why. I don't think you have.
Oh, I didn't
unless
mean-
you have something that just gives you advantage.
I didn't
But it
mean-
was the 15 anyways. So you got the 21. So going off of your basic ability,
Do I sound like him?
you get like a rough estimate of his voice. It's not one for one, but you can kind of remember what his voice sounds like and try to pull back onto it. So this more or less means you can go ahead and make these checks to try to perform his voice. And you go down.
Okay. Perfect. All right, Rico, take me away.
Okay.
And,
so with
when I
that,
give
Rico
this
takes like
signal-
actual manacles and goes over to slap him down on your arms.
And when I give the signal, come and get me.
All right, I'll be waiting by the stairs. So, slaps the manacles onto you, leads you down some stairs. Are any of you doing anything while this happens?
I'm gonna follow him. Not actually like go into the room, but like be down there in case she literally tries to eat
It's
it.
like a hallway essentially. It's like a hallway staircase that like goes down and then into the basement and like turns into the basement. So there's like a 5-foot set where you can like see down into it, and then it curves turns immediately to the right, and then another 5-foot step, and then you're in the basement. So you guys could sit at that like little top area that connects it to the main room.
Be close enough to listen.
Yeah, essentially you guys could try to listen if you give me perception checks, the three of you. With that, Xavis, you get led down behind him as Rico kind of brings you down. You see what look like to be two kind of ragged men wearing very just dirty pants that are just made out of like the most basic linens that both have their arms chained up against the wall as well. The orc woman is sitting on the farthest side of this little 10 by 10 room, with the two men being side by side, 5 feet apart on one wall, and her being on the other wall, with a 5-foot gap, and there being another spot with some chains where you suppose the other man was. He takes you over and kind of sits you down next to her on that side, and kind of tink 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 tink, and you can see she is awake, and she kind of looks over towards you, and looks at the guard, and looks at you, and then looks towards the staircase, looks towards the guard, and then kind of looks forward as Rico kind of looks over towards her. So their guards, all right, no trouble from any of you. You won't be getting food. Kind of heads back towards the staircase and then kind of turns, walks up next to all of you, and is like, all right, let me know if you need me to come get him. And he kind of walks back out into the hallway. So, what are you trying to do, Xavis? As you kind of now are sitting there, arms locked up above you, restrained.
Romero, are you okay?
Pause. She looks over to you. Go ahead and give me a performance check. What a time to roll a natural one.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm in,
So-
boys.
So she kind of like, there's a bit of a moment. She kind of looks past you. And now you can see she does have a bit of a humanish looking face, but has like the slight protruding tusks on the bottom and top parts of her mouth as her like lower jaw kind of juts out a little more. Yes. What'd they ask you?
They asked me all kinds of shit. They asked me about the group. They asked me about where we were. I didn't tell them shit, Romero.
What? You're supposed to tell them the fucking lie. You tell them where
Well-
the others can go ambush them. She's like, ah,
I told them to go to the west.
whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Our boys farther east won't be able to get them, but that's okay. I am kind of sure. And she like looks around. We're pretty fucked though.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. They said they killed all but one.
Huh. She kind of looks at you and her. Probably us. Probably us. Well,
I don't know.
it's all
Gods
right.
only know.
Death is death. She kind of just leans back.
So what's the plan?
Fucking wait till they come for our heads. See if we can stop them. If not, it's a good run.
So I'm going to try and do a minor illusion to make it seem like I have some like lockpicks or something in my hand or something. Maybe in my mouth. I don't fucking know. Be like, let's see. I picked up some of these on the way. I think we can get out of here though. It's up to you.
So, my question for you is, can you make two minor illusions at the same time?
I'm not using minor illusion.
What are you using? You're using silent image?
I'm using disguise self, which is
Right, but you're using minor illusion for your voice, right? Oh no, you're
Nope.
just making performance checks. I forgot. All right, so yeah, with minor illusion, you're able to, that little bit of fleece you took with you, you kind of hold it tight in your hand as you feel the magic energy take it. You kind of quickly appear a few bobby pins and metal tools in like the side of your mouth. As she kind of looks over at you. Oh, we'll try to get yourself out.
shit. He actually locked me in here, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck! I fucked up. Ah, man, that was one detail that I was trying to get right.
Clearing the plan, right? But at this time, as you kind of hear some whispering going on, you hear across the room, "Hey!" And you kind of look over and you see one of the two men that was like kind of locked up is a slightly longer-haired individual. Looks like he's been here a bit longer, just body covered in dirt and soot. I can get you out of there if you give me those. Me and my brother have been here for like 2 weeks. We've been trying to get out. You hear America to look towards him. Oh shit, good. You guys can join up with us. You look like you probably know how to handle yourselves. Plus, you ate the lions too. We'll break the fuck out of here. All right, Anders, come on. Try to spit him across the room.
Shit. Fuck. Oh shit. And I don't act. Oh shit. I should actually just got the fucking shit.
So, did I ask you three to give me perception checks already too?
Yeah, you did.
So, yeah. Walker and Bassil, you both can hear effectively this conversation going, and then just Anders getting real quiet.
Hold on.
I'm gonna go.
I
I'm
know. Wait, but if we leave now, it's still daylight out. We gotta wait until it's the right moment.
Do you have like a time or something?
Nightfall.
As you hear the other man kind of now pop up. All right, what do you like know? Some of the guards are like gonna be gone or something, or you just want to go at night? Because I'm pretty sure they close the gate at night. And I don't know if you have climbing tools, but the gate, the wall's pretty tall.
I'm sure we could figure something out. Oh, we
Wait
can't leave
till
during the
morning.
day.
If we
Wait
try to
till
leave early in the morning, we'll probably
I'll
open
look
up
at
the
the other
gate,
guy.
like crack of dawn. The other guy's kind of looking towards him. Aye, yeah, my brother's pretty right on that one. They will open up the gate, probably pretty early, once they have the first guards heading out. Probably try to sneak out. Normally don't check on us but once or twice a day. Midday, end of the day, or morning, end of the day. Hopefully not tomorrow.
Where will we go?
They both kind of look to each other. Probably guess you guys have somewhere to go. Ramira kind of stops and she looks down. Aye. Led northeast. We travel about 3 days. If we can make it on the road by foot. There's another small little woodland village. Was some gnomes and halflings. Me and the boys went back there a couple months ago. Turned it into a backup hideout. But it was like 3 days northeast, northeast, so it's a hard trek. Both the men kind of look at each other and give each other a nod as they both look to you. So everyone looks to you.
Sounds good. I think that'll work.
Well, make sure you fucking hide those until then, because we don't want the guard to come back and find it. He's probably going to check us 1 or 2 more times.
All right, no problem. And I'll make it go back into my mouth or whatever, and then end the spell.
Right. Okay. So, with that, is that all you guys are doing? As you see the two brothers kind of go quiet before they kind of look for each other and then begin kind of resting for a moment, and Romero also kind of pulls herself back and seems to be trying to get some form of rest, repair.
So beyond, the Rico, right? I have an idea of where he's standing, right?
No, he's gone. He's just
Oh
completely gone.
shit! He left. Fuck! That was my way out.
Your boys are listening to this and essentially are on the call to go get Rico, but they don't know when you want to go get Rico.
Oh man. I was gonna send a message to him through the wall. Oh shit! All right. Trying to think here.
So at this time, you two who are listening, you just kind of hear it go quiet for a little bit.
I'm going in.
Walking down.
Yeah.
Okay. They hear.
Oh wait. I'm going back up. I don't have keys.
You immediately hear creak, creak, and then creak, creak, creak. As you find Rico out there, he's just kind of talking to someone.
Wait, didn't he give
now?
Yes.
He gave the key to the upstairs room to Kade.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I remember.
So, comes back down, walks over to you, Anders, kind of looks about the room for a moment, and then just socks the shit out of you. Need you back up top. Seems like they want a couple more questions. Things you said didn't add up.
What the fuck do you mean they didn't add up?
Kind of grabs. You go ahead and make a deception check there.
Get the fuck off of me!
As you hear,
Oh shit. At the very least, she's gonna think that Anders is a fucking snitch. And that's not bad to me.
So he takes you, drags you up.
Let me
As
go!
you find yourself with all of your companions at the top of the stairs, kind of fighting him on the way up. He unlocks you, chains. Alright. Kind of closes the door behind you guys.
Let's go.
Anything else?
Let's go talk up here.
So, thank you very much. That was Rico, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, Rico. We got it. Although, she did say something a little unnerving. she said that to me, when I was pretending to be Anders, I was supposed to only give them lies and head them towards ambush.
Good thing he never gave us any directions.
He didn't give us directions, except he did. He said that they didn't like the south or the east, which gave us pretty clear directions towards the northwest, sorry. She also gave directions towards the northwest.
I thought it was
3 days northeast, my bad. 3 days northeast by foot to a small gnome and halfling woodland village. They have a hideout there. That may be a ambush.
Well, let's go and ask our new friend about it.
I
So
agree,
who's
this
going
is
back up to question him?
We could go ask Anders.
I'm going up.
Thank you,
For
Rocco.
the first one, I got makeup for it in this one.
So is everyone heading up this time?
Yeah, it sounds good. Bassil, Kate,
Okay.
you take the reins on this one.
Quincy.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah.
Quincy.
Yeah.
Cade does say thank you, Rocco, to Rico.
You say you call Morocco?
Yeah, I do.
Looks you dead in the eye. I remember you.
Rocco will remember that.
Right? A little message. Morocco, edit Rico. We'll remember that. You guys find yourself unlocking the door with Cade as all of you come back in. As the man is sitting there, you see he's like slurping down the last bit, a little bit of the soup as he sees all of you come in, and then the next large tiger-like figure step into the room.
I'm running straight up into his face.
Oh my god, you clear that space so fast too.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna step back out of the room and I'm going to go to the tower and ask and talk to the captains. I'm gonna head that direction while they're messing with him.
You don't want to say anything to them though? Xavier just oh okay. He just turns and walks away from you.
No, I'll be like, I'm gonna go look for a map. I'll be right back.
Alright. So you head back towards the tower.
Cade slams the
in
door.
the room with him. Cade slams the door as Walker just rushes up to him. As he's like, oh shit. Come on, not again, guys. Come on, not like this.
So, what's this we hear about a hideout in the northeast?
Just shrugs. I don't know.
And that you were instructed to tell us all wrong directions?
Oh, no, that's true.
So you lied to my friends?
No. I didn't say shit like that.
I don't believe him.
He did tell you everything. He did tell you everything truthfully, except for the one thing. He told you that they didn't like the East, and that was why.
So they are the East.
So did he lie to you, Basil?
A little bit, but
I don't. If I lied, it was because I didn't know. Okay, I'm pretty low on the totem pole. If you haven't noticed.
Jaw or rib?
Are you asking him or the room?
Him. He says it. He says it out
Looks
loud.
at you.
He says it out loud. Kate says it out
He
loud.
has no response, as he's just sitting against the wall.
Kate, I think I'll handle this one.
Okay.
Alright, I'm
As he
bored.
just stares at you.
I'm just gonna grab the ball yarn, turn around, start walking away.
He's just like fucking starts to breathe.
And then gust of air to push him over.
Okay. As he's
I don't want damage, but definitely the push.
He just kind of pushes him up against the wall as he like kind of tries to catch himself. He's like, what the
Cade goes up really, really close to him again.
just like fucking wide-eyed, just head against the wall looking at you.
Jaw or
He
rib?
doesn't get hit. No response. As he just like grits his teeth.
You tell me or you get both.
Oh, hold on, there's no need to hit him, Kate.
Make an intimidation check.
At advantage?
I'd say disadvantage because your companion just said, "There's no need to hit him, kid." As that kind of happens, you see he just kind of pushes himself up against the wall and stands up, looks at you, kind of looking up. Rib.
Good man.
Says to go ahead and lay into his rib.
All right,
Do
so
you?
he's gonna rear back like he's gonna go in to punch him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as his fist starts to get closer, he's gonna grip onto his shirt and just toss him down to the ground as hard as he can.
All right, so you see, he kind of hunches over, like getting ready. Go ahead and make an athletics check for the punch to hit him. He like tightens up his chest as you like slam into his chest and grab his shirt. You just flip
Suplex
him
him.
over his side as he just like open eyes just slam down on the top of his shoulders and neck and back as he just sprawls out in the center of the room. He's like, oh, that wasn't my rib.
All right. Now we're gonna send you back downstairs.
Okay. He just kind of slowly gets up.
Don't
Walker.
forget to mention the lockpicks.
Walker,
Wait, hold
go
on.
get
No,
Rocco.
no. Why?
Xavis,
We're
you
not
never mentioned the lockpicks to anyone.
Didn't we
But they
hear
were
them?
listening.
2 of them were.
I wasn't.
Yeah, we're not putting that man downstairs.
That's where all the
They're
prisoners-
expecting a jailbreak.
Okay. I don't understand how that's a problem. So they don't get out of jail. They're in separate cells.
Hold on. Did anyone fill me in on what happened in the first interrogation?
You know.
Walker,
I know nothing about him joining the guard, so never mind.
Walker,
Right about this time, Xavis, you would find yourself at that tower, and the guards do let you in, and you find a variety of different maps surrounding about the area.
I'm looking for a map that shows trails, potentially, or at least a very detailed terrain map of the area from the fort towards the northwest, trying to create a
Northwest or
line.
east?
Northeast, my bad. And if the captain's there, I'll try to get him in on it too.
You do go there, and neither of the captains appear to be there immediately. One of the guards tells you that Calamine will be there soon. She is just out with troops at the moment, giving out orders, but then she'll be back in a bit, probably like 30 minutes or so.
What's the ETA?
Like 30 minutes or so.
Alright, I'll wait. And I'll start to pour over the maps and try to find details.
You are able to find a similar map to the one Bassil had helped sketch out with Calamine, showing a bit of the northeastern area that kind of shows that area where you guys had just went by, of the area with
Okay.
the goblins. And you kind of begin sketching out the area and seeing that most of that area is fully developed in the Netherwoods forest, except if you go about what is about a full day almost journey by horseback, you can make it through to the other side, at least the northeastern side, where there is a slight outcropping where you guys do come to that rocky, there's a rocky-ish terrain where your companions had went and scouted out a gnoll party. There was a group of gnolls hiding in a quarry there.
Yeah, we could go deal with the gnolls.
You don't see there appears to be too much mapped out here. There appears to be a few spots on these maps that show where potential small little villages had been. You do see looks to be pretty far like more northeast, about half a day by horseback to a full day by horseback. What appears to be a listed as a gnome farming village that appears to have been wiped out. But other than that, nothing that appears to catch your eye.
A known farming village.
Yes, and did you give me that investigation check?
Oh, I did not.
Yeah, that's all
the
you're able to
20.
figure out.
So
All right.
close.
Well, in that case, I'll take the notes that I have right now of this, and I will sit and wait.
Okay. So back with the group, what were you guys wanting to do with Anders? Just real quick. So
Okay.
essentially, you guys want to send him back down or no?
Bassil?
We can.
Bassil and Walker would know the most about the situation because they heard the entire conversation down below, and Kade knows everything that happened up top.
I'm gonna go over to the prison and be like, hey, listen. So they may be expecting a jailbreak down there. With
Okay.
you having the lockpicks. So you're gonna figure that out.
Anders kind of just looks down at the ground.
Or just tell me complicated the lockpicks.
Mm-hmm.
We took you up here this time.
I'll probably tell him that.
Fair enough.
So with
And
that,
don't
you
die.
guys have Rico put him down?
Anyone else have any questions?
We will tell you about your potential training within a day.
So with that, he gets taken back down with Rico. At this time, you guys know Xavis walked off to the tower. You guys could potentially go join him as he is waiting there, or is there anything else you guys would like to do?
I make sure to say goodbye to Rocco before I head over.
He appears to be ever so slightly ignoring you. He looked at you, saw it was you, looked back to what he was doing, and you said, "Goodbye, Rocco," and he just nothing. As you come up and say thank you, he looks at you, gives you a nod, and goes back to what he's doing.
I guess I'll go find Xavis.
Okay. With that, you guys find your way over to Xavis at the tower. About the time all of you meet up there, you actually see Calamine approaching with one of her soldiers in full gear. Calamine also in full gear. She gives you all a light wave before entering in the building with all of you, as you all are in the lower part of the building at that kind of war room meeting area. She sits down at one of the tables as her guard takes her helmet off and gets herself situated. Well, so have you guys learned anything from the prisoners, or did you guys want to go speak with them now?
They spoke to the man.
She kind of looks about all of you, looking for anyone to answer.
So we still have to speak to the orc by herself.
All right. Are we looking to do that now?
Alright. Yeah,
Well-
that's pretty much all I know from there.
Yeah.
Well, she kind of looks towards Bassil and Bassil. Bassil,
Bassil,
yes, that's
yeah.
right. Yeah, Bassil and Xavis. Well, with you two being the supposed most leaderish of your group, what is the plan?
Well, and I pour over the information, fill her in with Mr. Anders Smith, the Brethren Bandits, the Orc Lady, Romera. I tell her about how Anders told us they stay in the north and try to stay away from the south and east. However, when we employed a extremely experimental interrogation tactic on the Orc Lady, we found the information that there is a small woodland village 3 days northeast by foot that they have a hideout at. And I'd show her the map and what I've found, and I give it to Bassil as well Bassil.
It is Bassil. Now we're correcting ourselves, saying it the wrong way.
You guys had it right.
We had it so long ago.
And Kade does correct Xavis and say they stay in the north and the east and stay away from the west and the south.
Well, all right. I'd say this is the first I've heard of this specific group, but
Oh, and
Mhm.
Anders may be useful to your army. You might use him to, clean the latrines or something for a little bit.
she kind
He
of
did
looks
help
at
us
you
out
crookedly. But he is a cutthroat. No.
Yeah, let him stew for a month or something like that. But he seems to be the type to gain loyalty to the group that he's with. You might be able to turn him over.
Is this what you meant about finding potential recruits for us to assist?
Oh no, not at all. But whatever help
No.
is possible can help, right? Plus, he knows the land. You
Fair.
never know what you might need.
I will think about it. And then you kind of hear the woman from behind kind of hit her fist on the table for a moment, and Kalman looks over at her. But we tend not to bring on those that attempt to kill our own, and then have them fight side by side.
Well, if you want to put him up to hang, that's totally up to you. But he thinks right now that he might become a guard. Do what you want. Anyway, about this woodland village. It was a gnome and halfling village. They turned it into a hideout. What would you like to do? How to proceed?
That would
Well, she
take
kind of
time.
looks over at her shoulder and, well, to be completely honest with you four, we cannot spare much effort at this current time. We are attempting to employ a few tactics to make the roads a bit safer in the neighboring areas, and we have to set up a little bit of infrastructure, a few watchtowers and outposts. Very basic, very basic. But hopefully will make travel a bit safer for most individuals. That being said, we still will aid you in what way we can, giving you what supplies we can and what information and support we can. But I do not think any of us can aid you like we did this time. I cannot risk losing one of my personal guard. She kind of gestures to the woman standing back behind her.
Quincy, is she the
which you
one that
guys
almost
know.
died?
Yeah, as you guys notice now, she's definitely not the other woman you guys had met, Sasha. She appears to be Elaine, the other elite guard with not dark brown hair but black hair and the same like shaved head style that comes out to a knot in the back, with the same similar armor to Sasha. And she's just kind of sitting down at one of the tables looking over like some information and writing in a journal back and forth.
Caroline?
Yes.
I don't believe a fair word was said for this Anders. Granted, I spent the better part of the half an hour beating something into him for what was done to, and Kate kind of motions to the guard in the back doing her paperwork or whatever she was doing.
Sorry, one more time. My headset cut out for a second.
I
just missed the last part.
Cade motions when he said, I spent the better part of the half an hour beating something into this Anders for what he did to, and then he motioned to the guard, her personal guard.
The guard in the back kind of stops writing and looks towards you and gives you a slight nod and kind of continues writing. And the captain kind of
But
leans back in her chair. Well,
there's something to be
suppose
said
work has to
about
be done.
redemption.
that is true. I will think about it. I'll say no more.
Okay, that's all I ask.
And that is fair. This potential settlement, you say, and she kind of pulls out the map and points towards that gnome village. There was a gnome farming village that we did a little bit of trade with a few years back, I believe about a year and a half ago. We did send some troops out there a little while back to see if they were doing okay, because they had not came by for a few weeks. We found no one. And we found the homes burnt to the ground and all of their crop also taken. So I do not believe there is anyone there anymore, or a hideout, if you will. This might have been of some of their lying information, but if you believe there is a hideout truly there, then potentially we just weren't able to find it and you might have better luck. But by horseback, it is roughly a day's ride from here, almost straight north and then slightly to the east. Actually, if she re-looks at the map, sorry, it's actually very much to the east, slightly to the north. It actually diverges from the last bit of the northern eastern road after about half a day, and then you would have to follow basic directions to find it. It does have a slight clearing the last time I believe I was there that was set out a couple 100 feet in different directions to be able to give them a bit of farmland that wasn't completely swarmed by weeds and other things. They were very good farmers there. They brought quite a bit of crop for the only, I think, 3 or 4 families that lived there. It was all very old and young. It's very sad. But life must move on. So we did what we could as a potential burial and goodbye for whoever did die, and marked the place off as gone. On foot, it would be roughly 3 days there. Maybe 2.5 if you're pretty fast.
That's not too bad.
I do not think we can provide you with any horses like we did today or the other day in the expedition, but I do believe we have already provided you with 1 additional horse that is quite strong and good for pulling, along with your donkey, I believe, or mule that you have.
Yeah.
Bassil,
So
Yeah.
do you think it would be best for us to continue with our previous mission?
To go get the supplies.
that is also a very important thing that we would need. I do appreciate all the assistance you have been giving us here, but I would say that is a slightly higher priority. But if you also feel like you've already invested yourselves in this, we'd be more than happy to help.
I mean, we could take another day or, a week to help out one more thing. Leave it in good shape. That would give you more time to leave guards to guard the road, right?
That is true. Though our supplies are dwindling pretty fast. We did get a few more traders that did come in today, and I believe I will soon be, if not already, receiving a payment shipment from the actual crown. So potentially we might be able to resupply ourselves here shortly, but supplies in the next couple months also would be great. Yes, if you guys would like to go ahead and head off, feel free. If there's anything else you need from me or the Lion's Hand, feel free to ask. And with that, if you guys don't have anything else for her, she is going to head out with her guard and continue on with her duties.
Okay, does
I think we can head out.
I think we could head out.
I think we did enough damage to the bandits where they won't try to retaliate for a decent period of time. If they
Did you guys? She does ask you as she's like beginning to leave. Are we going to be interrogating the orc woman by any means or anything, or
I think
you need
public
me to-
execution.
You could likely interrogate her, but Andrew said that she was a fighter, and most likely she would only deceive and potentially break out.
All right, executions for bandits. Sounds fair. Sounds fair. Well, with that, I'll leave you to the rest of your night. Appreciate your assistance. As she heads out.
Alright, so it's time to get drunk till we leave tomorrow? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
You guys find yourselves in a night of revelry and
Drinks
free
on me.
drinks.
For
Oh.
everybody.
All right. They were going to give you free drinks, but feel free to. You find, as you guys get in there a little bit later, there are a few travelers. This time you see there are a group of humans that appear to be a family of some kind, with a elder man and woman and 2 what look like young adults, 1 man, 1 woman, potentially their kids. They appear to have a good amount of stuff with them. Maybe they do need guards. You see there appears to be a bard, a gnome man, that appears to be slightly playing in the corner of the room, kind of sitting up on one of the tables with a chair even propped up on top of it, as he has just a nice lute in his hand, just playing a solemn tune in the background, as there are a few other off-duty guards here also eating But it appears to be the winding down time of the night. Is there anything you guys are attempting to do here, or just sleep?
I'm gonna go tip the gnome 50 gold.
You go drop him 50 gold, and he looks at you, gives you a real big light bow, and continues to play as he pockets it. There's a little bit of slight refreshness to the song as he kind of switches songs.
I like it.
Mhm.
I'll go grab him a drink too and bring it over to him.
You do. He cheers as you. With that, unless you guys are doing anything else, I would say all of you find yourself in bed. You can pay for the room if you would like. It is free if you would like as well in the inn. And awake the next morning. As you find a few off-duty guards, the traveling family, they're eating breakfast as well. They appear to be packing their things up and actually heading out of the inn at this time. You do see the gnome bard with his lute kind of wrapped around his back, sitting over at the same table, eating food with a few other patrons in and out with the one male barkeep here. If you guys would like to go ahead and also just leave, you can.
I think we.
Do we say farewell or we just leave?
Well, I mean, just leave the inn and head back out. You do see, appears to be a basic day. Everyone's kind of getting their shit together. You guys have the basic location of the gnome farming land that you were spoken about, that you had been told about. You guys could begin to attempt to make your way there, or potentially do anything else. If you wanted to, maybe they need guards, you could go speak to that family and see what they are doing. They appear to be over by the stable right now.
We have bigger fish to fry than escorting a family. In my
What
opinion.
if they're nobles? They don't appear to be dressed too well. They appear to be dressed like common merchants.
Unless they're going the way we're going, I guess.
There's only one way to find out.
I'm not looking to escort, so if anyone else wants to, that's all on them.
That sounds like a no. Alright. So, you guys collect yourselves. Are you guys taking Bassil? Are you guys taking Otto, the new horse that is unnamed, and the wagon out?
Did we get upgraded to a wagon?
I thought you guys had a wagon the whole time. You had a little cart, didn't you?
Yeah, cart can only be pulled by one creature. A wagon can be controlled
Oh,
by
so
two.
fair enough. Fair enough. You guys have not upgraded to a wagon. You do have a cart, and you could hook up the unnamed horse, or you can hook up Otto.
Or we can go ask to see if they can provide us with a wagon.
Or we could
ask
just
for a
trade
wagon.
up. Give him the old one.
The cart. Yeah, I'll give
You
them
do
a
see
cart.
there are a few carts and wagons here, effectively, that you might be able to trade with someone. Do you want to go try to ask one of the Lion's Hand, or do you want to try to talk to one of the civilians?
I'm gonna go talk to the stable boys, see whose wagons these are.
Okay, you talk to him for a little bit, get a rough estimate that the majority of the larger wagons are owned by the actual Lion's Heart, but you do see a like double wagon that's connected that has two just beautiful, large brown horses with just nicely groomed manes hooked up with one of the stable hands kind of loading stuff up into it. Says that one's owned by that family over there, and they're actually heading out.
That's best to ask the wait, Lion's Hand or Lion's?
Lion's Hand.
Lion's.
So if you go talk to one of the guards, and he kind of goes and talks to another guard, and then that guard goes and gets one of the lieutenants, and the lieutenant comes back. It says, for you guys specifically, probably work something out to trade that cart for a wagon.
I'll throw some gold onto it too.
Yeah, you can throw some gold down.
We're not trying to rip you guys off. We know you need them.
Yeah, they believe you. So normally would roughly be about 350. So you guys have a cart. They say they can give you like 150 for the cart essentially, and so it'd only be another 250 or another 200, sorry, for the wagon. 200 gold pieces.
This one's on me, Bassil.
Are you sure?
Yes. More sleeping room.
That is true. You guys upgrade yourself to a pretty pristine cart.
How about that interest?
Let me go ahead and hit you where it hurts. Long term. You hook up Otto, who looks a little odd next to the chestnut-colored horse. Much more larger and defined than him.
No financing
still
for
unnamed,
5
though.
years.
Damn, 5 years, that's pretty good.
Permission to name the horse?
I think we've just been waiting.
I shall call you Jeeves.
Jeeves and Otto. Alright. We got Jeeves in this game. So,
Yeah, we do.
you guys load them up and get ready to head out. It effectively would take you a day's travel with the horses moving at a decent speed. If you guys wanted to be a little stealthy about it, or damn, that'd be funny, or cautiously or watching out, this would be the time to go ahead and say it.
Yeah. What time is it?
It's
Ooh, it's almost 5 a.m.
I was gonna say, in real life, it is getting pretty late. It's about to be 3 a.m. for me, so 5 a.m. for you guys here on that Central Time. In game, it's roughly before noon, probably still early, not early morning, but mid morning. If we want, we could also go ahead and say that's where we call it. You guys got quite a bit done. Didn't get paid for clearing out the bandits, but another good deed in your name with the group, and potentially kept
pretty
someone to
much.
survive.
Whatever.
So
Racked up them social points with that guild, man. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's true.
So what we'd like to do?
I do gotta
Anyone-
get up soon.
I was gonna say, if someone's feeling really tired, and
You
they got
Central
something they have
boys
to
got
do.
this.
I am feeling kind of tired.
Fair enough.
Alright, bedtime?
That is a really good stopping point too.
About to leave on the actual journey now.
Yeah.
And holy shit, did I turn around that fucking... I was about to botch that fucking interrogation so bad.
I beat some goddamn ass today.
Hey, I can use those and get us out of here. Oh shit! I forgot about you guys.
And they're all like, "All right, yeah, let's totally do it." And you're like, "Fuck."
Wait, hold on. We can't do it yet. We can't. No, hold on. I'm not ready.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
I need a day to prepare.
But nighttime though.
You guys got quite a bit done. You've met another group, another faction, the Bandits of Brethren. That's spelled with a U, a TH, and an ERIN. So like Brethren.
Wait,
Are you?
We met Anders too.
Brethren. That's what I thought too, but I still spelled it like brethren. Breath.
Well,
Breath.
Brethren? Brethren.
that's how I'm saying it, because I
Yeah.
saw the E.
Wait, BREATHIREN?
It's BRU.
He literally put it in chat.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Sorry.
The second one, not
I
the
was
first
looking
one.
at the
First one
Dungeon
fine.
Master's Guide about travel pace.
Were they
Oh, yeah.
brothers? What were they called? Brothers of Brethren?
No, they were just more or less bandits. Just bandits of Brethren. This is the idea. You figure they're
Brethren
probably
bandits.
some form of mercenary, thieves, guild-esque individuals, probably cutthroats that have collected together across the road. Safety in numbers kind of thing.
Little bitches.
Good stuff. Good
As you
stuff.
saw, each one of them was ever so thick. Take a hit. Dish
I
it
wonder
out.
if all that psychic damage to that orc lady would have any lasting effects. Like if she saw me, she'd freak out.
I mean, perhaps there's only one way to find out. You gotta go see her.
Yeah, true.
Maybe that's a storyline all on its own.
I wonder how much psychic damage I gave to Anders, man.
I don't know about psychic damage, but you definitely gave him a lot of physical damage.
Psychological damage.
Yeah.
Mr. Anders.
Mr. Anders' son.
I got all the tools and I didn't use a single one of them.
I'm guessing you came up with the name Anders, and it was when I said Mr. Anders that you were like, oh shit.
I didn't actually think about Mr. Anders until after you said it. I just came up with that randomly. I was like, what's a good name? And I had in my I have a notepad with like a ton of random names, and I just
That's
had
fucking great.
Ander. And I was like, well, I don't want to call him Ander, but I'll call him Anders. And so then I was like, all right, Anders.
Fuck yeah.
And then I immediately thought to myself, he doesn't have a last name. He's a bastard. Easy peasy, done. And you're like, you got a last name there? Smith. Bastard. Should have called him Snow. Anders Snow. He is up north.
Oh, is it gonna be snowy 3 days northwest? Northeast?
Probably not 3 days northeast. No. You probably have to go much further. Probably beyond the quarry that some of you saw.